Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Geek Addicts, the pop culture podcast where we dive down a well, end up in the feudal era, find some random dude stuck to a tree, and shit gets wacky from there. I am Bill, and this is Matt. How you doing, Matt?
My shoulder hurts. It's that arrow. Just fucking been there for 50 years.
You know, it's amazing no one pulled it out.
Well, isn't it a thing? I feel like it was a thing in the show that like only the person who shot it could pull it out.
Yeah, that's technically what happened. It's just,
Which I mean, it's either way, it's just an arrow. You just fucking break the damn thing. It's fucking wood.
see, if it was the modern era, people would have been like drawing like googly eyes on him and like graffitiing all over him because that's just how.
I mean, obviously, like somebody had to have taken him off of it because the same tree is still there in modern day, and he's nowhere to be seen. So,
Well, that's when you get into that weird metaphorical timey-wimey stuff, and then like people think way too deep into these things, and it gets weird.
yeah, I still want to know where all the demons went. That's why I still say
hiding.
Inuyasha and Yu Yu Hakusho are the same universe.
They're just hiding.
Demon Rock.
Yeah. Did you see that thing that came out recently that explained what happened to Launch?
No, I don't think I did.
There was a story that came out. I don't know how true it is, but apparently Launch's Japanese voice actress said in an interview recently that like apparently the reason why Launch disappears is because she had to leave the role and had asked him to write the character out of the story, and that's why she just kind of vanishes.
I mean, I want to say it's far fetched, but he did create the character of Yajirobe specifically so that the Krillin voice actor had something to do.
Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of like,
So it wouldn't be the first time that he's like altered the course of the manga to help out one of the VAs for the anime. So it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Because like literally in the manga, like they make it a specific point when Yajirobe is introduced for Goku to be like, his voice kind of sounds like Krillin, specifically so they would cast the Krillin voice actor since Krillin was dead for that arc.
Right. Huh. Yeah, it's just I saw that. I was like, huh, that's interesting.
Very interesting. So, Bill, how has your week been? How's things going?
3DO hit 100 episodes this week. And at the time of this recording, it was the week before. But anyways, yeah, we did. We had our 100th episode. It's insane. It's already at 100. Like,
yeah, it's wild. Because this show is only like what 10 episodes behind.
Yeah, we're gonna be at 100 in a couple months for this one. So
yeah, we gotta start planning. I mean, we already know what we're gonna do. It's just a matter of figuring out the other people's roles in it and all that.
Legit, the logistics of it.
Exactly. I still think doing a watch party all together would be fun.
Yeah, I gotta track that movie down because I don't actually own it physically. I've discovered.
No, well, I mean, I have it on my hard drive, so we can, like I said, we can do a watch party on it. And we can all watch it that way.
True.
As long as we can get it a day where we're all available.
No, that's fair. Other than that, I've just been busy. It was like 100 degrees like 3 days this week. So
yeah, I know. Fuck me, dude. It was awful.
Yeah.
We don't have AC.
We do, but well, I do in my house, but I pay for it.
Yeah.
In my car, it was great getting out of work. I'd touch my steering wheel and I'd be like, it's too hot to touch. This is gonna be a fun ride home.
Yeah. Great. Gotta get some old school driving gloves.
Yeah. I actually have done some anime watching this week. I'm almost done with Apothecary Diaries. We got one more episode that just came out today.
Oh, you didn't watch it yet?
No, I had to watch Darker Than Black instead.
I watched it right before this.
I'll watch it later. I've already seen a few clips, so I already know it's going to be good. But
all I'm gonna say, fucking called it. Just saying.
I figured. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch that. Then I started watching My Hero Academia.
How's that going?
Bakuno can go suck a dick. Fuck that character.
Oh, Bakugo, yeah.
Bakugo, yeah, that guy.
I was like, what do you mean? Bakuno's great. Fuck you.
You know, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
Japanese names.
He gets better. He gets better. Don't
I've
worry.
heard, but when you spend the first season making him the most unlikable thing in existence, it's gonna be
He's still super aggressive, but he does get better. Like Vegeta.
yeah. But Vegeta was at least like even likable as a bastard. This guy just sucks. Like there's nothing redeemable
Yeah,
about him right
because
now.
because he's a bastard that like is like unquestionably a good guy. He's just a shithead.
Yeah, it's just it. I just didn't get it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
To be honest, a lot of the characters in season one kind of suck. Like
Well,
everybody's
I
a
mean,
little bad right now.
who else do you not like? I mean, I'm sure
Uh,
I sure I could take a swing at one of them.
I mean, it's not that I don't like Bakugo is the only one I absolutely dislike. The rest of them, I'm just kind of like, eh.
Man,
I don't see
yeah, I
the
feel that.
appeal yet. Characters I do like, I like Deku because you kind of have to. If you don't like Deku, you should just stop
Kind of
watching it.
screwed.
I like All Might, even though he's kind of a dick at first too. Um,
Yeah.
so I can't remember the names for the life of me, so I'm just going to describe what they do. I like the anti gravity girl that throws up all the time. She's fun.
Oh, the she's super important. I'm blanking.
I know she's the love interest because it's you can't escape it on the internet.
You know, what's funny is I remember their hero names better than I remember their actual names.
Well, I was gonna say like the other character I really liked is I like the frog just because frog.
Yeah, yeah, Frog is cool.
I
She's
just like
actually kind of stacked. Like she's super useful.
yeah. I just love like when they're going through like all the characters, like they introduce them, they explain their powers all intricately, and it's like whatever her name is, her power is frog, and I'm just like,
She is Frog.
yeah, I liked
She can
her.
do anything a frog can do, including spitting up her own stomach to clean it.
Hmm. I like how she also she's like it's not very useful though.
Yeah.
And I like the girl that can create shit from her body.
Yeah, I like her in concept. Uh, she comes up with the stupidest fucking hero name though. It still bothers
I mean,
me.
they're all kind
Like
of dumb.
most of the hero names are fine. You know, like the fucking pervy little grape kid.
Oh fuck him
I
too.
love his. He is the perfect hero name.
Yeah.
But
Was
like,
it?
it's pop off.
Okay. They haven't got there yet for me. I'm only at the start of season 2.
Like pop off, perfect name for him. Perfect. But then the chick who makes stuff. Guess what her name is?
What?
Creati.
I've
This is
heard
the stupidest
worse.
fucking name I've ever heard. For somebody whose whole deal is making shit, she's pretty bad at making names.
I don't know. I got endeared to her just by the
Like she's a
scene where
great character, but
hmm.
like it's just very uncreative.
I just like the scene where
Ironically.
they're voting for who should be the class president, and everyone votes Deku. And then he's like, I don't want to do this. It should be this guy over here. And she's all like, I got more votes. I'm just like, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
started that though. I only just started season 2. I'm already kind of like not feeling season 2, so that's not a great sign.
it will you will get an uptick. It has its peaks and valleys.
I've heard with many people say the sports festivals are either you like them or don't. So
Well, you're a very big fan of like slice of life shit, so I feel like you will like that stuff.
mm. Yeah, I don't know. Only 2 episodes in, and I was kind of like, nothing's happening. But I'm only 2 episodes into season 2 right now. So
I like the chick with the earlobes.
I don't know if I know.
She doesn't make a very big impact until later on, but
I do like the one chick that's just invisible. Like that's her
oh
power.
yeah, and you'll never see what she looks like. She's just invisible all the time, forever.
Yeah.
um,
uh,
Also, but like I love Eraserhead.
mm.
Like the teachers are great too.
Yeah, no, they are. They are. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna continue
What
with
have you seen
that.
the villains so far? I don't remember how like who gets introduced and when.
I just saw the guy with the hand on his face. And
Yeah, get used to him.
his gang. They showed up.
Have you
And they
seen
were
Twice?
okay. I don't know.
He's the guy. He's the guy who's like always arguing with himself. Like he has like split personality.
Uh, maybe I don't
Well, he's
remember.
just. I'm just gonna say he's one of the best characters in the whole show, in my personal opinion.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try to watch more this weekend.
Very nice. I've also
Also,
done some anime watching this week.
the
Like
vending machine anime is starting too.
with what? Oh
The
yeah, I watched the first dub episode today.
I have not yet. I'm gonna watch that probably later.
It was a little bit less comedy centric. They kind of like leaned a little more into like kind of plotty stuff, but there was still a couple funny moments. But
Hmm.
yeah, I watched the fourth Inuyasha film this
Oh,
week,
good.
so
You've
I'm cleared
seen
on
all of
that.
them.
Yeah.
You saw the worst one. That's good.
Well, I've seen all of them at this point. I watched them. I watched the first three last week.
Yep.
Um, and then trying to think, I watched a couple other films. I watched what was it? The Imaginary on Netflix. That was actually a really good movie.
Hmm.
Had a lot of Ghibli vibes, and then when I actually looked into it, it turns out that it was made by a studio that was created by an old Ghibli producer, so it makes sense that it had Ghibli vibes.
Ah.
But it was a very good movie. Apparently, also based on a book, kind of like Howl.
Hmm.
Actually, surprising. What's it? Fuck is his name? I don't know why I'm blanking. Uh, Jordy's in it.
Oh, LeVar
Jordy
Burton.
LaForge. Yeah, LeVar Burton. Yeah, he's in it. I think I always forget this guy's name. Cal Penn, I think his name is.
Hmm.
He was Kumar and Harold and Kumar.
Gotcha.
He's been around. You've probably seen him in stuff. He's in it too.
Hmm.
It's a good movie. It's a very cute, endearing movie.
Nice.
I also watched a movie today. It was called. It had a weird title. It was like the tunnel to summer, the end of begin or the end of goodbye, something like that. That was a
Hmm.
really good movie. I like that one a lot. I think that was actually it's a Sentai film
Hmm.
because it had the High Dive logo. Even though I watched it on Hulu, it had the High Dive logo. So,
Nice.
but that was really good. I definitely recommend that to anyone who wants to watch a good anime film.
Hmm.
It had some Shinkai vibes.
Nice. Oh, I also started the first episode of Sakamoto Days Part 2 came out last week. So
I watched that this week too. Yeah,
it's more Sakamoto Days. So there's that.
yeah.
Um,
It's Sakamoto Days is pretty much just Sakamoto Days.
yeah, the manga's in kind of a weird spot right now. I won't lie, but
Hmm.
I like what the anime is doing. So
Uh, let's see. I also watched the first season of Kuroko's Basketball because I've still been on the lookout for some more like good sports anime, and that's one of the ones that I always see get brought up whenever I look up like lists of the best ones. It's all right so far. Um, like I'm not gonna say it hasn't hooked me yet. I'll say like Blue Lock hooked me like instantly, and I think that might have put too high of an expectation. Um, but
I'm like
it's fine so far. It's fine so far.
I'm like desperate for a good racing anime. I'm at this point now where I'm just about to watch fucking Speed Racer.
There
That's
has to
the
be one. There has to be one.
there's a formula, not Formula One, but it's like Japanese Super Formula anime,
Mhm.
but it's not dubbed, so I'm kind of like, eh.
Nah. Trying to think what else. I also did a good amount of manga reading this week.
Nice.
I have completely caught up on Chainsaw Man.
Ah, so you got to see all the how it's where the fuck is it going?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's really setting up a romance between Denji and Asa, but
I thought it was, and then I didn't realize I don't think so anymore. I'm not really sure.
I
Um,
I still think it's possible, but I've learned not to expect any character aside from Denji to stick around. So who knows?
Kobeani's still alive somewhere in the background.
Yeah, but we haven't seen her since
I don't think we will.
Denji
I'm pretty-
since Black Chainsaw Man kidnapped her and made her make him a burger 3
I,
times.
I don't think she's coming back, but she's still
We haven't
around.
seen her. We haven't seen her since she played DDR.
Yeah. Asa's
Um,
also missing an arm. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't read Chainsaw Man, but Asa's missing an arm currently. So
oh, you only with the physical stuff.
yeah, I haven't read the digital. I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
it comes
okay.
back.
It's interesting how it's handled. I will say she does get her arms back, but it's not the way you would think.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Um, oh god, so you haven't even seen that scene, have you?
I've
The
only
scene
read
in
up
the
to
alley.
volume.
Have you seen the
I've
scene
only,
in the alley?
I've only read up to volume 18. So
I don't know what's because the last physical volume I read was 17, and I don't. There's a
I
scene in the alley between Denji and Asa.
yeah, I haven't
All
seen
I'm
that
gonna
one either.
say is when it gets around to getting animated, we will be getting another censored scene.
I can imagine. The most depressing part about part two is the fact that Meowie dies. They killed Meowie. How could they do that?
They killed all the dogs too. And wait, did you see that? Oh, you must have. If you saw that, wait, no,
Yeah,
have you?
I got to the
With
point where the apartment gets blown up and we lose Meowie.
have you gotten to have you gotten to the sushi restaurant yet?
Um, well, I can tell you how many chapters I've read. That makes it easier.
It doesn't.
I've only read up to chapter 164, so wherever that is.
If you don't remember them going to the sushi restaurant, then I'll just clam up now.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, because I'm only reading that physically, so
Okay. Yeah. Don't get attached to anybody.
I haven't in this series, unfortunately.
But
I learned after part
I
one that you don't get
yeah.
attached to it. It's almost as bad as Jujutsu Kaisen, although Jujutsu Kaisen, yeah, I think was worse about it because you actually
I don't
expect
know,
him.
man. I don't know, man. I feel like Chainsaw Man's worse than Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan with that.
Yeah, but Chainsaw Man really quickly, like considering how fast they start killing people off, I kind of realized like really quick that I'm like, yeah, no one's safe. I don't even think Denji's safe, to be perfectly honest.
And like honestly, like everybody, like you included, made it seem like there was gonna be like a huge shift with like main character stuff.
Well,
And like
for
I
the first three volumes of part two, Denji barely appears. It's like
he's
after that,
but he's around though. Like I'm saying, like they definitely put a lot of like it's not like the main character changed. It's more like a secondary main character was introduced and they put the focus on her for a little bit just to kind of get you, used to her and connected to her as a character. But
well, I mean
um,
the first like couple volumes of part two, Denji's like appearances are all relegated to like, oh yeah, that guy, yeah, he's still around, I guess.
yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I didn't feel like the big shift. Like, everyone made it seem like it was going to be like this huge shift, and like Denji's just like not going to be a thing,
It's not so
or that
much
he's just
Denji would be a
going to be
thing.
doing things in the background. But like, that's not how I felt with it
It's not so much the shift there. It's more a shift in tone because like the series completely changes tone in part two.
in a lot of ways. Yeah, and we see a lot of the same devils from part one pop up again,
Yeah,
like the Bat Devil, the Eternity Devil, like all these devils. Even the Gun Devil pops up again. Like,
but it's like because of the fact that what we know about Denji now, it's like none of them are like threatening. They just kind of are there.
hmm.
I did like that one devil that was like the chef that had like that lady's head in its hands the whole time.
That devil is. Do you even know what like that devil deal is?
No, I just thought it was cool.
That devil is one of the core fears.
Ah,
One of like the 5 core fears that are like fucking impossible to kill.
oh, that's fun.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
the falling devil.
nice. Yeah, all I can say about Chance Man is I have no fucking idea where it's going anymore.
Yeah, I have no prediction or expectation, but all I know is I want to be there for it. I want to be there for the ride. So
See,
I'm gonna be following.
Chainsaw Man went from I know where this is going to I don't know where this is going to where the fuck is this going to just huh? Like
Just to just what the fuck.
it's not even we're not even at what the fuck. It's just straight up, huh? Like you don't even know how to
I don't know.
process.
I'm kind of at what the fuck at this point.
I mean, I kind of lost what the fuck after all of part one. Now my thoughts are always just kind of like that's different.
Yeah. That's
Well,
fair.
actually, no. After the quote unquote, I think the moment I just kind of like I flat out just went. I stopped caring and just started enjoying the ride was after the Asa Denji date where Asa becomes a dog for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
Poor Asa. She's just kind of going through the ringer.
Yeah. Yeah, she just kind of gets the shit into the stick most of the time.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude, the scene with the chicken at the beginning,
Yeah,
I
that's
fucking lost it laughing. When she's like, "Oh, maybe this is all I've been missing is just companionship." Oh my god, the chicken devil remembered my name. Maybe it's not so bad after all. Trip fall. Oh no, I killed it, and everyone hates me. I gotta say I love the running gag of her just fucking being a super klutz and just tripping in every important moment. Like
yeah.
I don't know, I find it fucking hilarious.
Yep. Uh yeah, I have no idea where that show's going.
All I'm
Um
saying is I'm kind of upset that I'm caught up because I want more.
yeah,
I
that's
am
how I
excited now. I'm super pumped for the movie though because I'm ready for more Chainsaw Man.
oh the Rise arc's going to be amazing.
Yes, yes.
Also
Looking
Mappa
forward to Shark Man.
yeah. Mappa put out a thing too that apparently don't don't um don't expect Jujutsu Kaisen anytime soon. Basically.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be starting to read the manga soon anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, Also, I finished reading Attack on Titan, so that's
Nice.
finally done. And I picked up Fruits Basket yesterday. Started reading that.
Isn't
There's
the
a
art
much, huh?
very interesting? Isn't the art very interesting?
Yeah, it's very different from what I expected. Well, first of
So
all, she was real hard with the like stereotypical anime eyes in the beginning, and then it kind of like a little ways in starts to kind of even out a bit with that.
there's a point in the middle of the series where like her art changes dramatically and it becomes more like the show towards
Hmm.
the end.
I kind of figured that was going to happen because I feel like with a lot of manga artists, that will happen with like a long serialized
Well, she had a
manga
hand
series.
injury in the middle of writing it, and like after she healed, her style changed a bit, and that's kind of where it ended up.
Um, I will say, like the reading it, I was really surprised with. I mean, obviously, it's not an action show, so like there are no points where you're just flipping through pages. Like Chainsaw Man was incredibly bingeable. I read that
Oh, you
whole
can finish.
series in like a week and a half, like the full like 200 something chapters.
Yeah, then like solo leveling are very fast.
Yeah, but Fruits Bat, like usually, like reading manga, like on my breaks at work, I could get through at least a volume a day, at least on my breaks. I didn't even get through a whole volume yesterday.
Well, you also got to remember too; those special editions are like a couple volumes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't even get through like one volume's worth of the first collector's edition. Like I
Ah,
think I got like 150 pages total yesterday.
Fruit Baskets is wordy. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
you can tell from the anime; it's a very plot-driven show,
yeah, it's like Death Note in that way, but it's like twice the length.
and somehow just as depressing at times.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of, we're gonna have to read some more of that soon. I'm gonna have to look and check the chapter numbers.
See, the thing about Fruit Baskets that'll interest you is like it's you're gonna notice how samey it is because you'll notice how good that adaptation is basically for a while,
Yeah.
and then you get towards like where season 3 starts, and then you realize, oh yeah, this is where they started cutting shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of assumed that because like I did like every now and then I'd like flip through some of the books as I was buying them. And I think it was like the second collector's edition. I already had the Kyo True Form arc, and I'm like, that's really quick. Like,
Oh yeah, that's why the original anime is considered so freaking short, because like it literally ends there.
hmm. Um, I also grabbed a few more of the Soul Eaters, so I think one more of the Perfect Editions, and I'll have half the series. So
Hmm.
getting there. Those ones will probably take a little bit longer though, because they are a little bit more expensive than regular volumes, just because they're like the hardcovers and they're like 1.5 in ones. They're like weird ones like that.
Nice.
So I'll get there eventually. I am looking forward to reading that series once. It's also published by Square Enix too, which I thought was
Yeah.
interesting.
Square publishes a lot of stuff.
I guess I didn't realize until recently that Square Enix actually published manga. I always just assumed Square Enix was just a game thing.
No, they're a bigger media conglomerate too.
But either way, I don't know, I'm on a manga kick lately. I just want to read manga.
I gotta get back into it. I think after I finish My Hero Academia, I'll do some reading again.
For
Because
sure.
I'm really only reading like specific ongoings once they pop in. Like once the next Spy Family shows up, I'll read that. Next Chainsaw Man, like Sakamoto Days. I have certain ones I'm reading as they come in.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm buying the Spy Families as they come out, but I'm up to date on the chapters. Like I'm reading each chapter every couple weeks, so
See,
I'm
I
not
like to
reading the
wait.
physicals as I get them, but
I
I
like
am
to,
keeping up with the chapters.
yeah, I like to wait for the books just because it gives me more of an incentive to actually read them.
Fair. That's fair.
Because I know if I don't, I won't read them, and then they'll sit on the shelf.
Well, see, the thing is, eventually I will like. It'll probably be like a thing where like keeping up with like reading week to week, and then when the series is done, I'll go back and read the whole thing front to back.
Yeah, that's true. But like, who knows when that'll be for me if I ever do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's pretty much what I was doing with like each arc of Dragon Ball Super. Like as soon as what I'd read it like month to month, and then once all the physicals came out and an arc was completed, I would read the arc over, like binge read it.
Hmm.
So
Fair. Also, new releases. Tomorrow, the dubs for My Dress Up Darling and Kaiju Number 8 start.
okay, cool.
So
Yeah, I was seeing the countdown for Kaiju number 8, and I wasn't sure if I was talking about the Japanese or the dub. So
looks
I
like it's
decided
going to be a simultaneous.
good.
They also put the movie up, which is there, but it's literally just a recap, so that's whatever.
Well, see, I watched like the first 10 minutes of it, and then I realized that the um the day off thing was a separate thing.
Yeah, the
So
day off is the only thing that's worth watching.
so I stopped watching the recap movie and just watched that.
Yeah. See, when we saw it in theaters, it was the Hoshina's day off was after the recap, so we had to watch it.
But yeah,
But speaking of anime, we should probably get into our new segment. We don't have a name for this one yet.
um, I don't know. We'll come up with something.
Yeah. Darker Than Black, our new anime watch along. We watched episodes 3 and 4. I think we used the rock music for this, so we'll do that
so.
again.
It was fitting. What I forget the title of these ones. It was like a new star forms or something like that.
Yeah, it was. So right off the bat, like I noticed, like they did not a lot of plot threads from the previous episode were continued in this. Like these two episodes were very much surrounded by this the girl character that's throughout it.
Yeah, well, it very much the same fashion as like say Cowboy Bebop. Like each story is pretty isolated. Like you can kind of watch them separate from each other. But there will be like an overarching story going on in the background, like in Cowboy Bebop. We'll see that a little bit more with the next couple episodes. But yeah, this is another one of those kind of like one-off stories.
A new star shines in the dawn sky. That's a name. That's a name for like an album.
Kind of. Well, I mean, it kind of fits with the whole like how each like next episode preview was like a poem instead of just being like, oh, next time on blah blah blah, you know. Which works. I feel like it fits with the vibe of the show.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, we get our first kind of look at what's behind the gate, and it's kind of just more city, but it's very foggy.
But it's Resident Evil all of a sudden.
Yeah, well,
not Resident Evil, Silent Hill.
We see this one guy, and he's got like the full like quarantine suit, just kind of like stumbling around. There's like blood all over it, all over his suit, and he's just kind of like freaking out. And he falls down in front of a glowing flower, and then it explodes seeds, and then we cut to the opening theme. And that's kind of like all we really get from the gate this time around. So, I mean, we're still kind of like in the dark about what's going on with the gate and what its role in all of this is. But we got our first kind of little taste of like what is going on with it. So I just want to like point out like his neighbor there, Hayes' neighbor. I feel like it's the second instance of him just being like kind of weird. Like he just opens the window and just kind of like Hayes says hi to him, and he just kind of like slinks back into his apartment.
Yeah, I noticed that. I also noticed like he says hi to a bunch of people, and they're all kind of just like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, oh, it's real life.
Yeah, pretty much. When does this take place? Are we sure this is in 2020?
No, in 2020 you wouldn't even get a hi back. You just get a
yeah. So once again, I love the landlord. The landlord lady is amazing.
Yeah, I like how she's just got the cat, who's the other contractor.
Yeah,
they're called contractors. Is so fucking funny to me for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that he just kind of like is just around, and then like the landlord catches him, and he's just like, I'm gonna turn him into a stew. He's just like, and Hayes just like, yeah, not really my thing, but might be good.
The cat's like, nah. I guess she's all like just like holding by the scruff, and she's like, this is a fat bastard right here.
Yeah, someone's been feeding him.
Yeah.
So like, we've been noticing that like, with each of these stories, at least so far, we don't really get any sort of sense of like what his missions are until like we're already in it.
Does he even have a mission? He just seems to be just chilling.
Well, he works for some sort of syndicate. We didn't mention this last time, but like, so I think it's pretty clear that this story takes place in Japan, correct?
Yes.
Just based on what we've seen so far.
I mean, the Japanese schoolgirls already kind of give it away.
But our core like group, even though Hay is like definitely the like easily like main character, he's the one we get the most time with, but our core like 4-man band here, like based on their names, I'm pretty sure they're all Chinese.
Maybe it's definitely Japan, just from like a design standpoint. At least I think
Well,
so.
but like, you know, we got Hay, and even his alias is Li Shangshan, which is a very Chinese name. Then we got Ying, Huang, and Mao. Like these are all very Chinese names. And I don't know if there's something we should be taking out of that, like if they're like part of like a Chinese syndicate, or that they're just in Japan for some reason, because we are seeing like special agent contractors from all, like the last episode we saw people from France. I don't know where the fuck these guys from this episode were from, but I know we'll be seeing people from like MI5 later. Like, so I don't know. I don't know what to think about that, or what kind of role that takes here, but like it's worth pointing out at least.
Yeah, and the only other weirdly enough, like the only other major plot thing in this episode is like the we introduced to the girl.
Mhm.
What was her name again?
Um, my
My. Um, and her we mostly just establish her where she's like staring at a pile of trash and it bursts into flames, and she's like, "That's weird."
Yeah,
Um,
and she gets the same kind of like dead eye stare that we got from the girl from the last episodes.
yeah, it's very much like, "Oh, I see where this is going," right off the bat.
Mhm.
Um,
And like she gets in trouble for like starting the fire, quote unquote. And her dad, who is the same guy that we saw at the beginning of the episode, gets pulled to like a parent teacher conference type of situation.
also,
Um,
Hay is their driver, apparently. Like,
yeah, well, I don't know what the fuck like his official on the books job is.
it's like he
Like,
just stumbled in and he's just like, "I guess I'll work for you."
well, at the beginning, it seemed like he was like a delivery man or something, because he delivered something to him. But well, actually, before that, when he was on his way to his quote unquote job, he stopped at a cigarette booth where Ying was, because she was apparently running a cigarette booth. And he buys
Yes.
a pack of cigarettes and there's like a watch on top of it. And I didn't realize it the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched it, I realized he left the watch like in the guy's office, and it's
Oh
bugged,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's how he was bugging him. Um, but like, and again, we don't know what his goal here is. We just know that he's got something. He's got some sort of information, some sort of research about what's behind the gate.
Hmm.
But basically, like the girl is pissed off at him, whatever, and she takes off, and like her friends like invite her to dinner, and I don't know, for some reason she turns them down and is like, oh well, maybe because my dad's mad at me, he'll be home, and I'll actually get to be with my dad for a little bit. Then she gets home and he's not there, so she's like, well, fuck it, I guess I'm just gonna go shoplift.
Yeah.
She's gonna go
I-
steal CDs like any teenager in the mid 2000s would. Um, and like randomly, like she's about to get caught stealing the CD, and Hay just comes out of nowhere. It's just like, "Oh, there you are! You found it. I'd like to buy this CD, sir."
He just
It's like,
appeared.
I don't know where he comes from at the time. But he does that, and then like like a similar thing happens later, where she's wandering around like after dark, and a couple like I think like neighborhood watch people are like, "Hey, what are you doing out here? It's past curfew." And he's like, "Oh, there you are. This is my little sister. Let's go this way." And she gets like super pissy about it. She's like, "Oh, my dad sent you," which I think we both know isn't the case, but
Yeah.
obviously he's got some sort of ulterior motive. Even though, like, I see, it's one of those things with Hay is like you don't really know
I don't know what
what his
anyone's deal is in this show at the moment.
goal is. Like, is he actually trying to be a decent guy, or is he just doing his job?
Or is it just convenient at the time?
I mean, either way, like once again, we got him stalking a girl.
Yeah. We also got him eating an exuberant amount of food again.
Which typical.
Although I did like how she challenges him with the giant sundae.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, that was fucking outrageously large.
For such a tiny girl too. It's like,
Yeah.
all
Well,
right.
stereotypical high school girls got to get the biggest ice cream possible and
Well, yeah,
crush the whole thing.
of course.
And then there was he took her to like the theme park. Cause it was like a whole thing where like she didn't want to go home because she'd be alone. Her dad's never there. So he's like, all right, well, fuck it. I guess we're hanging out until daylight. And he takes her to like a theme park, which is obviously shut down for the night. And she's like, oh, this is kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy being here at night. He's like, all right, close your eyes. And he kind of waves his hand and everything just turns on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we still don't know what his power is yet.
So yeah, he like waves his hand and everything turns on. And like she's like, oh wow, that's cool. And like instantly the security guard's like, what the fuck? And he starts chasing them out of there.
Yeah.
Then they go and eat the ramen and the ice cream. And then they start talking about all sorts of personal shit, and she's like, hey, look at my wrist. There's a shiny thing. My dad calls it my good luck charm. This isn't important at all.
Yeah, and I love how he goes from being all like super nice to like he's like deadpan, just like
Yeah, his president eyes.
yeah.
And then like all of a sudden it's like, oh no, we're being followed. Like I'm gonna just jump these guys real quick and tell
Yeah,
you to
he's
run.
like he's just like run down this alley, and she's like, what?
Yeah. um, and she like runs into like a bunch of construction, like a construction site, a bunch of construction workers. They're like, you can't be here. And the guys who were chasing her start popping shots at her. And then she gets the dead eyes again, and fire. Just
Well,
fire.
then the little seed thing goes away, and then she just boom.
And right there at the end of that first episode, we got our first like oh yeah, the chief lady, the chief of police. She's still doing stuff. She's
Oh yeah,
swimming laps.
the Gregarious fan service shot. Yes.
Yes.
Actually, kind of tame for fan service standards, but that's I guess what they were going for.
And I'm pretty sure like the episode ends with being like, "Oh, Chief, there's a new star has been born. A new star has formed."
Oh yeah, because the second her wrist thing goes away, that flower petal falls, and her dad has like a mental breakdown.
Oh yeah, because the flower died. And yeah, like some Beauty and the Beast shit. Like, oh no,
Because then
last petal.
Because then the credits play and it cuts to the next episode and it cuts to him still agonizing over the flower and he smashes the flower pot. And I'm just like, a little dramatic, but okay.
Well, I mean, once you get the context of it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, oh, we didn't talk about the guys who were like kind of behind the scenes trying to like get at the guy. Because one dude, he's working for some sort of association. I don't know who he actually works for, but then he also has a contract as a partner.
Oh yeah, those guys where I was like, oh yeah, these guys are gonna die.
Yeah. And this guy's contractor ability is it's not really like stated, but what I've gathered is he essentially makes invisible weapons.
Yeah, because we get in the next episode we get like the first real like intense gore shot that we in this show.
Mm-hmm. And also his price, his contractor price, is apparently he has to dog ear every page in a book. And I gotta say, as a reader who can't stand dog ears, that would be more than enough of a price for me.
Some of the prices are just absurd.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said last time. There's literally no consistency with like, there is no like ratio. There's no like hard rule for like, oh, if it's this good of a power, it has to have this hard of a price. Like, no, there's no consistency. It's random per person.
I like the guy that had to eat flowers. That was great.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, dandelion.
So in the next episode, we literally cut to like the aftermath of the fire, and it's like everyone's dead. And I remember because that one guy's like, "Oh, this one's extra crispy," and I'm just like,
"It's crispier than the bacon I had for breakfast this morning."
My sadistic ass is in there going, "Oh, Armin, nice."
I missed you. Oh god,
you got to do the little. Levi shows up and causes a bunch of shit.
Oh yeah. So yeah, they're like, oh, a star was born, blah blah blah. The chief, like, they go to like this, like, what the fuck is it called? Like an astronomy tower kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's this old dude with like this big ass hat. And I think he's supposed to be like a doll type medium type of person. But like, and apparently this is how they like learn about the stars, is he like tells them all about like when a star is formed, and like that's how they figure out like who is what and all that other stuff. So we don't really get too much about that, but we get our first kind of hint towards that, like how they get that information. I'm trying to remember like what happened towards the... Oh yeah, because then the girl was on the run after she burnt up all those people. And
well, I think of the darkest scene comes up first, where she's in like the train station running,
Yeah.
and she gets like her friends find her, or her friend finds her, and like her dad, and
Mhm.
she wants them to go away, and of course, like because they won't buzz off, her power reignites, and she sets them on fire, and then they
Yeah,
burn to death.
because we learned that she's something called a moratorium,
Hmm.
where apparently that's like it's a very rare thing that can happen with somebody who apparently they gain contractor abilities, but for whatever reason, um, they don't the full abilities don't manifest. So like the price isn't there, and eventually like they can't control the power; it just kind of happens, and eventually they'll go into like a doll-like state. Um, but yeah, like the police had sent like a big like evacuation notice, or whatever, and they came up with some bullshit like, "Oh, it's a gas line leak or something like that." And that's why everybody was fleeing. And the dad was like, "Oh, we got to get you out of here." And you know, at this point, like people need to stop grabbing this chick's wrist, because every time somebody grabs her wrist, some fucked up shit happens.
That one was just
She
bad because
sets
it's
her
like,
friend and her dad on fire.
well, it's like
And
first just the dad, then the friend looks down and her foot's on fire, and it's like, oh, they're dead.
yeah, and they combust real quick. Um, and then like she kind of like loses it, and she ends up getting taken by that pair of guys, like the contractor guy.
Well, because we first get that scene of her like in the playground just sitting there, and then the
Yeah, like all the
contractor,
cops are just kind of like surrounding her.
and then they get shish kebabbed, or like flame filleted, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that one guy loses his hands, or the guy like gets chopped up into little pieces. Like it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I was like,
Pretty
oh,
brutal.
there's the gore. I was wondering when that was going to show up.
Yeah. Um, and then so yeah, she gets taken with them, and then they call up her dad, and they're like, "Oh, blah blah blah. You know, we got your daughter. You better give us come work with us, and give us all your stuff, or bad things will happen." And this is where Hay kind of like confronts the dad, and he's like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
And this is where we kind of get like the whole story about what happened. Is essentially he was in the first research team to enter the gate, and he was the only one to exit in that first experiment, I guess, or first exploration. Um, and apparently, he took seeds with him from that glowy flower we saw at the beginning. Um, and when his daughter was real young, she showed signs that she was about to turn into a contractor, and he thought, hey, maybe this flower can help. So he implanted the seed into her arm, and apparently that temporarily suppressed her contractor abilities from fully manifesting. Which obviously wasn't going to last forever. That seed ended up dying out eventually. Like, the whole thing was he took two seeds with him. He had planted one in her, and he tried to grow the other one into a new flower for more seeds, so that he could replace it once it died out. And which is why he was so mad when the flower died, because he was never able to get more seeds from it. So at that point, he thinks, okay, she's a lost cause. She's a moratorium. So when he goes to get her, and he just kind of throws the dead flower on the ground, he goes, there's my research. He's just like, the guy's just like, what the fuck? Like,
Also, hey, we had another appearance of Hay's mask, which gets destroyed in like 3 seconds.
yeah, it doesn't last long. Honestly, it happened so quick that I didn't even realize. Like, it's just like, it felt like he's fighting and he's got the mask on. It cuts away and then it cuts back and he doesn't have the mask. Like, I didn't even see it happen.
It gets like cut out the whole time. I'm sitting here. I'm like, why does he even bother with the mask? You know, these guys are gonna die, so it's not like the secret's gonna get out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you never know. People might get away, you know.
Yeah. They also do that. I'm assuming this is going to become a running thing where they underestimate Hay, don't pay attention, then he fucking murders them.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah,
He's real good at what he does.
I'm just like sitting here, like the whole time, like the guy's like shit talking. I'm like, you're gonna die, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I already know where this is going.
And also, like, the daughter is like completely like catatonic. Well, not catatonic. She's like regressed. like she's like a 5-year-old again, and she's like drawing like a stick figure of her dad on the ground, and like she's like fucked up. And then
She's been through a lot.
yeah, so her dad shows up and he's like, "Oh, I love you. Like, you know, everything I did was for you, and this and that." And he pulls out like the most fucking hardcore fucking knife he could have chosen.
Yeah, I saw that scene. I was like, "Oh, are you kidding me?" Like I
I'm
was like,
bro,
"Okay."
like, what do you do with that thing? Like,
he's
you could
gonna
have done a
make it-
way more efficient, like, you know, humane. Like, there's
No,
way
he's
better
gonna make-
match you could have chosen for that. Like,
He's
that
gonna
shit's
make
gonna
it
pull out
count.
some gristle.
He's gonna make it count. But no, he gets filleted after that, and then Hay does his thing, and then the girl burns everyone to death.
Yep. And then it turns out, hey, she has, now that the seed is dead and she's just using her power, she is officially a contractor. She's no longer a moratorium. Because she even got the little red glowy eyes like all the other contractors. And
her price is she has to sing.
yes, her price is that she has to sing, which at least at this point, probably the most OP power to price comparison.
Yeah. Be funny if she was a horrible singer. Like that would be the best.
Yeah. And then like what Huang is just kind of like, come with me. We're gonna take you. I assume because like at the end we see the chief lady and she's like, all right, the new star that was formed, this and that. Like the star hasn't fallen yet, so we know this person's out there somewhere. But like we don't know exactly what happened to her, but I assume she got absorbed into whatever syndicate they're a part of.
I just like that line where she's like, "Where are you going to take me?" And he's like, "To heaven."
Eventually. You'll get there eventually.
But yeah, that's kind of how it ends. Like this was a very like straightforward two-parter.
Yeah, I feel like they were trying to do like more of like the mystery type stuff from the last episode, but they put a lot of focus on her as a character, as opposed because the last one was they spent a lot of time with setup for like the series in the last couple episodes. Here they actually had the time to really focus on the characters themselves.
Yeah, you forget Hayes there until he shows up randomly, and you're like, "Oh right."
And that will happen, like because a lot of times you'll notice as you go through the show, whatever character of the week essentially will get the majority of the focus, and sometimes we won't even see Hay for like a good bit into the first episode. So that'll just be kind of a thing that happens at that time, and we will get like episodes that revolve around like the other characters like in his group. But for now, it's mostly like let's get used to like the world itself, and then we'll get further into the weeds of that later.
Yeah. But yeah. So that was our untitled Darker Than Black segment because we're uncreative today.
Yeah.
We'll think of something at some point.
Yes, we will.
But yeah, I guess almost an hour in, we should probably get to our topic.
Yeah, there was a lot of bringing up.
We talked about anime for a while at the start, and the Chainsaw Man segment was at least 10 minutes. So
yeah, the Chainsaw Man took up a lot of it. Yeah, let me grab another beer real quick.
Yeah, no worries. But for this nice. For this episode, we are going to be talking about Inuyasha, if you can tell from the title and my really bad opening.
Hooray!
This is a series, all right.
So this is kind of your wheelhouse. I'm gonna let you kind of take the reins of this one.
Yeah, so Inuyasha was my breakthrough anime, as I like to call it, because I think everyone has that one anime that makes them an anime fan, whether they want to admit it or not.
Mm.
And for me, like obviously I saw like Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon stuff back in the day. This was the one that really kind of made me that dedicated anime fan because let's face it,
Caught your attention the most.
I was getting up at 4 a.m. to watch my one episode on Adult Swim, so I mean that's already a sign.
Did you see the thing I sent you on Messenger?
I don't have the Messenger app installed right now, so probably not.
Ah, I gotcha. Yeah, it was just another one of those memes about the one song.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is the greatest anime ending theme of all time. I don't care what anyone says.
A bold statement, sir.
I've had people agree with me. Our buddy Rick over at Pixel Project agrees with me on that one.
It's definitely solid. I'm not going to say it's not a good one. I mean,
Fuku,
I let it play through the entire time. It was current in my watch through.
Fukumori is like one of those anime endings where I'm like, every time I hear a song from this artist, I'm always like, hell yeah. Like the only part about the fourth Inuyasha movie I adore is the credits theme is another do as Infinity song.
Yeah, I like that's how I feel about like Lisa. Like Lisa, every song that I hear of hers is a banger.
But yeah, Inuyasha. This one, I don't even thinking about it now. I'm not even sure what exactly like drew me to it. I think it's because it was different.
Yeah, that's fair.
For the time. It's also like a female led series, but it's not like it's not overtly girly like Sailor Moon is.
Yeah.
Which
Or
I think
like
is
Fruit Basket.
yeah. It because it's still an action series, but like, yeah, what is the proper? It's still considered shonen because it was in it wasn't in Shonen Jump. It was Shonen Sunday, which is a different magazine.
Yeah, there's a lot of different shonen and jump magazines.
Hmm. No, there's a few here and there, but obviously Inuyasha was originally a manga written and drawn by Rumiko Takahashi, my favorite mangaka there is. I love her art. Published from 1996 to 2008 for 56 volumes, easily the longest series I've read and own.
Wow.
Yeah, and it later got an anime adaptation by Sunrise, which aired from 2000 to 2004 before going on hiatus due to running out of manga, which is what we're primarily going to be talking about today. Although there was a later 26 episode second anime called The Final Act, which finished the story.
How much of time was there between the end of the original anime and the final?
So the original anime's run ended in 2004. The Final Act premiered in 2009.
Okay, so that's not that bad. 5-year difference.
Yeah, it was a 5 year break, enough for a couple of voice actors to retire and animation to change pretty significantly.
I mean, even throughout the series, I was
Well,
noticing a lot of differences in animation and art style.
Inuyasha was kind of similar to Naruto, where it was in that period where like it actually endured the shift from analog to digital. Because you can tell halfway through Inuyasha, like you notice really quick when it becomes digital. This is also an anime famously dubbed by the Ocean Cast.
Yes. Which I'm not gonna lie, towards the beginning was a little rough.
Yeah, I mean they're finding their footing to a degree.
But I mean that was kind of consistent with all anime at that time. Almost every anime that came out in like the 90s and early 2000s had a rough start and then kind of leveled out later on.
Yeah. Also, it was one of those moments where you could really tell Ocean was considered like they were like the premium VAs, but even they were kind of rough back in the day. I mean, because the whole reason they Funimation got rid of them in favor of just using their own talent is they were too expensive. Yeah, this series is also like sort of it has an overarching plot, but it also kind of has that monster of the week kind of vibe to it as well at times.
Well, I mean, I feel like it in the beginning, like the first like 50 or so episodes, it stays with the plot pretty consistently. And like, yeah, it does kind of still have a little bit of Monster of the Week feel to it, just because of like, oh, like this guy's got a jewel shard, and this guy's got a jewel shard. And then like I feel like right around the time where Kikyo gives like the big like jewel chunk to Naraku is about the point where like we start getting into like the real heavy Monster of the Week shit.
When she gives him that chunk of the fucking jewel shard, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, like, are you fucking stupid? And then later on, she's like, "Don't worry, Inuyasha, I'm gonna kill Naraku." It's like, bitch, we wouldn't be in this predicament if it wasn't for you.
Yeah. Well, her logic makes sense more in the manga, where the reason why she's doing that is because she believes it'll actually be easier to destroy it if it's all together.
I mean, I'm just saying, Inuyasha and Kagome were already collecting it, and they are the ones who collected that giant ass fucking thing. Like, they were doing pretty good. You just gave them more power.
Yeah. I don't know. Kikyu is very. She's a very divisive character. Um, she's much better handled in the manga than she is in the anime. In the anime, they really play up the love triangle, and it's like it's unnecessary.
It gets a little old after a while because, like, Kagome keeps going through this whole fucking cycle of, oh no, Kikyo, he's gonna go and he's gonna comfort her and be there for her, and he's gonna go and save her life. And then she's mad at him for a while, and then she says, "No, it's okay, Inuyasha. I understand. It's totally fine. I get it." And then the next time it happens, she goes back to, "Oh, Kikyo, you bitch, I hate you, but I'm still gonna save your life."
Sit. Sit.
Yeah, sit. Sit.
But the
Sit,
best
sit, sit.
the best moment in the series for me, it's still my absolute favorite Kagome, like angry Kagome moment, is like it's right after like he does that weird like thing where he basically he flat out tells Kagome he's not gonna give up on Kikyo, and she's basically like she accepts it, but she wants to be left the fuck alone.
Yep.
And he will not leave her alone.
Mm.
And she just does that like she just like snaps. She's like, why can't you tell I want to be left alone? And then she just fucking sits him into oblivion as the rest of like the cast is just staring at him like he never learns.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
That,
Also, I want to point out that I find this really weird, and I was thinking about this a lot, like throughout watching it this past time. Inuyasha keeps going on and on throughout the whole series about how he's going to use the Jewel Shard to become a full-fledged demon, all of this shit. But at no point is he like, "Yo, you know what would make this battle a lot easier? Is if I use these Jewel Shards." And it's literally not until the two-parter that ends the original series that he's actually like, "All right, I'm going to use a Jewel Shard."
yeah. Well, the whole like wanting to become a full-fledged demon thing kind of ends the second he temporarily goes full demon and almost almost kills Kagome, where I think that's
He
where
still says he wants to, though.
well, it's because he's a hothead and he says stupid shit all the time. He really won't ever do it. Inuyasha, you notice the one thing about Inuyasha throughout the series is he says a lot of shit that he's never actually gonna do.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just saying, like he's like so like, and even before everything with Kagome, like when he was still with Kikyo, like he still intended to use the Jewel Shard to become human. Like he always had the intention of using the Jewel Shards, period, or the jewel itself.
Well, that's
But
like
at
the
no
big
point, no matter how much he's struggling, does he say, "Hey Kagome, toss me that Jewel Shard, give me a power up."
yeah. Well, the jewel shard is confusing because it's like it tends to like not help people whenever they use it in the long run.
True, but I mean, he's got Kagome right there. She can purify it. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess I don't. That's one of those things where I don't think it was meant to be super in depth.
Well, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I thought was weird. You know, like I would have thought that would have come up way sooner. Kind of like the whole Tetsuga absorbing people's powers thing. Should have come up way sooner.
Well, no, we have to go in and he's got to learn how to use the sword first.
He learned how to use it like 3 times before it came up.
Wasn't important. He didn't need to destroy his force field yet.
But even that, like it takes like what, like 80 episodes before he gets the Red Tetsuga, which the first Tetsuga transformation special Tetsuga power that he gets that isn't just built into it.
This is where the
and then he doesn't get another one until the very, very end of the original series with the Adamant Barrage.
Yes. See, this is where the pacing of the anime differs massively from the pacing of the manga.
No, I believe that for sure.
Because there is, despite it being hard to tell if you've never read the manga, there is a lot of filler in the first series.
Yeah, it
And
got to a point like where I was picking up on a lot of like the filler stuff.
it's weird though, like to the point where like a lot of the filler, like it's so like consistent with the rest of the series that you don't even really notice it's filler at first.
Mhm.
Like one of my favorite episodes is the stupid one with like the giant Inuyasha and Kagome puppets.
Mhm.
And Kagome's like, she's like, "The hell is this? I don't look like this fat cow." I'm just like,
Which is part of the whole like Dark Priestess Tsubaki thing, which I felt like was so fitting with the series that I didn't. It wasn't until I think you brought up the puppet Kagome and Inuyasha in an episode that we'd done earlier.
mm.
And then I watched the episodes, and then that episode where you mentioned it came out, and I listened to it. And I was like, "Holy shit! Like that was filler." And then like I was really thinking about it. I was like, "Is all of the Dark Priestess shit filler?" Like because that seems like it's really in line with a lot of the themes of the show.
A good amount of it is because like you also get like the third thunder demon. There's the younger sister one that appears
The
later.
child.
She's completely filler.
I kind of assume that all the Shippo focused episodes are filler.
Yeah. Also, like anything in like the
No, I
modern.
love all of them.
Oh no, that's like one of the biggest filler arcs is the school the school festival, and that's all filler.
Mhm. Is the episode where Inuyasha actually does meet her friends? Is that filler?
Um,
I
I
hope
think
not,
he,
because I
I
love the concept of him meeting them and then just like, oh, he's actually really cool. We like him.
I think they meet once, but not as many times as they do in the anime.
Hmm. Well, they only met the one time in this anime. I don't know if they meet more in the final act.
He appears in the real world a few times in the final act, so I believe they run into each other again.
Yeah.
Plus in the movies, but those aren't technically canon, debatably.
Well, debatably, 'cause
They're not
I feel
canon to
like
the manga.
there's a weird question, like up in the air kind of question about whether or not they're canon.
Well, the first one is basically just a longer episode of the show.
Mhm.
Um, the second and third ones are both really good, even though the second one literally ends with like the classic, like, none of that happened because we're gonna reset the status quo.
Yep.
And then
Oh,
the
remember how
third,
you killed Naraku at the beginning of the movie? Nope, he's back.
no,
Here he is.
he's just hiding in Kohaku's neck. He's fine. Um,
So it seems very familiar.
and
I
then
feel like I've seen this somewhere before.
yeah, and then the third one is the third one's the one that actually matters because that actually gets into like backstory. And then
Mhm.
the fourth movie is boring and pointless. Um,
Yeah, I wasn't crazy, but I mean that's the thing. I didn't particularly hate any of them, but the fourth one was definitely like very meh
the fourth one's just like pointless. Like
there.
it's like okay,
It's like a war
that was
demons. Ooh.
ooh an island of Hanyos that never gets brought up again. Cool.
Right.
um,
Yeah.
Kikyo clones running around.
And also real Kikyo making one quick arrow cameo and then leaving. Like it like happens in every single Inuyasha movie. She pops in, shoots an arrow, and leaves every single fucking movie.
Well, they want to pay Willow Johnson for like her one performance, and then they'll just move
If
on.
she even speaks. Like a lot of times she just shoots the arrow and walks away.
True. I forgot. I forget she actually appeared in the fourth movie. That's how little I care about that movie. Um,
Fair.
yeah, God, this series really, it's very apparent that they stretched the fuck out of this series to try and keep it going.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
they were constantly catching up to the manga throughout this thing.
But at the same time, like, how many volumes is the manga? It's like 50 something, 60 something.
56.
It's wild to me because even when you factor in all that filler, like, it's still 14 volumes longer manga wise than Dragon Ball, which the Dragon Ball manga consists of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And when you put those two animes together, it's like fucking 800 episodes.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm getting it confused. I'm thinking of a different thing.
You're thinking
It's
of Naruto.
it's like 500 episodes, which
Yeah.
is like more than double Inuyasha, even factoring in the final act.
Inuyasha was very good at like getting all that content in there, but
That's what I'm saying. Like the first 50 episodes were paced very well, and then they got into the manga.
Yeah, then they were like,
their pacing got a little fucked up. Pretty much right
shit.
around the time where Koga and Rin were introduced, and then it got real wild with that.
Although to be fair, that's like the point where Sesshomaru starts actually being a good character. So
I love Sesshomaru. Honestly, I like him more than anything. I love his whole deal, where like 95% of the people he kills is just because they
got in his way. They got in his way.
He said step aside, and they didn't step aside, and that's why they died.
Yeah. Well, because the whole thing with Sesshomaru is he's not a killer. He just doesn't want to be bothered. Like he's got his own. He really has to walk around. That's his whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not taking a detour. If you don't get out of my way, I will move you in the most painful way possible.
Yeah, he's like, you can't even really call him he's not a villain. He's not even really an anti-hero. He's just kind of there.
He's chaotic neutral.
Pretty much. I mean, his villainy really goes away once Rin's introduced. Because by that point, he's like, oh, I have this thing that like I don't hate, that I guess is just gonna hang out now.
Yeah, you can follow me. That's fine. I'll rescue you if you need it. But you know,
and even then
I won't make a big deal out of it.
Even then, he doesn't really rescue her. He does like the whole like, I'll kill the enemy, but you're still gonna fall to the ground because I'm not gonna save you.
Just like, well, I mean, I'm not gonna protect your bottom from getting hurt, but like, you know, if you're dangling over a chasm, I will pick you up. Like,
that's one of my favorite moments when like she's like caught by that monster, so he kills the monster, and then she just fucking falls to the ground. I'm just like, yep, like, and she's fine.
It's like you can take a bump or a bruise. Like, I'm not gonna fucking go out of my way for that. But
well, she was like his first experiment with the Tensaga, where he was like, oh, I can bring back the dead. What do I do with this? Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny. Like, I don't want to get into how this fan base has like just made up shit about this character over the years, but like the fan base loves to make the whole claim that like, oh, he raised Rin. It's like, no, he didn't. He just stood there half the time and was like, you want food? Go get it yourself. I don't care.
Well, I will say, I don't know how many times it happens in the final acts. I haven't rewatched it yet, but I was keeping track. And I believe, taking into account the series and the movies, there are, I think, a total of 8 new moons. So 8 months from the first episode to the end of the last movie.
They're not together that long, like what people seem to think.
So 8 months have gone by. So
yes.
It's really, and Rin wasn't there from the start.
No.
So like she's been with him maybe 6 months at this point.
No, and he's done fuck all to like really do anything other than just like make sure she doesn't die. And even then, spoiler warning, he isn't even 100% good at that.
Yeah.
Which
is wild, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure I brought it up in a previous episode, but I forgot, because there's a lot of like major plot points that I remember that don't happen in the original series. They all happen in the final act.
Yeah, ironically, well, that's the thing. The main series was stretched to fuck. The final act, they shoved like so much shit into 26 episodes.
Well, that's one of the biggest reasons why I was like, yo, we got to have the original Inuyasha as its own episode and do a final act episode, because there's a lot of shit in the final act.
Because like I was thinking, like Shishomaru's arc throughout the original series is he's basically just like, his whole thing is he has to understand humanity. Because that's
why he got the Tenseiga.
Yeah, because his father is essentially the Inuyasha and Susomu's father is a weird character. We don't learn anything about him until the third movie. And
And
even then,
even that's pretty thin.
ironically, you learn more in Yasha Hime than anything, which is interesting. But
That is interesting.
he he was basically testing. He wanted both of them. He gave them both the swords for different reasons. Obviously, he gave Inuyasha the main one because he needed a way to protect himself, and he needed Shishomaru to learn to understand humanity.
Hmm.
And of course, it made Shishomaru bitter and emo about it because, of course, he was.
Yeah, until he got a different sword made.
Oh yeah, his sword of evil.
Yep.
Um,
Tokujin, I think his name is.
Tokujin, yeah. Basically, just a big evil sword.
With Dogman using the technique called Dragon Strike, which makes total sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because yeah, fuck it. A dog uses a dragon move. Makes sense.
Also, I love like he never turns into the dog form because he realized after the first appearance that was a bad idea.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like Hiei in his eye form. He's just like, hey, maybe covering myself in eyes is a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, the one time Shishomaru uses the dog form, he gets his arm cut off, and then he doesn't have an arm for like the rest of the series until the end. So
Yeah, except for when he occasionally just picks up a random arm. It's just like, hey, this will work.
oh yeah, because there's like the classic scene where he's like, "I'm just gonna keep whacking it the Tensaga until it breaks."
Yep. Um. So I want to ask you because I want to see if you. Oops. I want to ask you just to see if you come up with the same answer as me. Who's the best character in Inuyasha?
Uh well, this is where it gets interesting because that's the thing about Inuyasha. It has an extremely strong cast. Like, I
But
think every
the fact that you're thinking about it tells me you're going to come up with a different answer than me.
probably. I mean, the problem is there's so many characters and they're all really well written and very important. Um, I mean, my personal favorite character is Kagome, so I'll probably say her.
Well, I'm not saying your personal favorite. I'm saying the best character.
I think Kagome though, because she does so much shit like throughout the series.
I mean, you're not wrong, but the best character is clearly Kilala.
Well, no, she's great too.
And
She's great too, but she's there for moral support more than anything most of the time.
she's giving them rides all the time. She's fucking taking down demons. She helped Inuyasha master the wind scar, which is better than anybody else can say.
But she's also there for like moral support because sometimes they just need someone to talk to, and she's just there.
And she's even there, like when Kohaku finally wakes up, and he's like, "Hey, I remember who I am," and they just kind of happens to bump into Kilala, and they have like their little day out together. Like Kilala's the best character.
She is. Now, here's an even more interesting question. Out of the main cast, so like the main group, not counting like Shishomaru or the side guys, who's the least valuable member of the team?
Probably
That,
Shippo.
but even then, he's not really useless. He's pretty.
I didn't say he's useless. He's just the least useful.
Yeah, it's one of
I
those things
mean,
though.
Wind Tunnel. I mean, if we're eliminating child and animal characters, I hate to say it, but probably Sango.
I don't know though. Like,
But at the same time, fucking Naraku's always throwing around his poisonous insects. The wind tunnel is pretty much useless for a lot of the time.
that's why I'm saying it's hard. It's a hard question because there.
It is a hard question.
What
And
makes
that
the
sacred arrow will fuck everything up, man. Even like at the beginning, like she fucks up Naraku with that sacred arrow.
Yeah, I do love the first time she uses the bow and she's like sucks at it, and I'm just like, oh yeah, she wasn't perfect from the
It's
start.
a ting.
Also, another big misconception with this series: people always claim Kagome gets kidnapped every episode. She does not. It happens like twice.
Yeah, one of them was Koga.
Yeah, yeah. It's like she like barely gets kidnapped throughout this. Like
I think it
she's
was Koga and was it Kanna or was it what the fuck? He got introduced super late in the series, and now I'm forgetting his name. The baby who ended up not being a baby.
One of the many Naraku.
It was the baby incarnation that had contained his heart, but then the baby gets split into two halves.
Yeah.
There was the half that stayed a baby and the half that became a child.
Yeah, because Naraku has like 7 different like offspring that he just kind of pops out.
And he just like the first like main one is just like instantly like, I want to kill you. And he's like, haha, but I have your heart. So what are you gonna do, bitch?
Oh yeah, Kagura. That's another character that the fan base is like. Kagura is such a weird character to me because like the fan base is obsessed with her, and I've never really seen it.
It's because she shows the most skin.
I guess. I don't know. People like to ship her and Sashomaru like they had this deep connection, and I'm always sitting like, where?
Well, she definitely has a boner for Sashomaru.
Yeah, but
he doesn't give a fuck about her.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely has a boner for him.
People claim that that's like the only character he cared about. I'm like, when? When did he give a shit?
Well, obviously, we know the character he ends up impregnating, so but
not even getting into that. We'll get into that when we get to Yashahime.
We'll get there when we get there.
That's a book. That is a book to unpack. It's pretty obvious if you think about it. But anyways,
well, I mean, I assumed it as soon as I heard that he had kids. That's what I assumed. But
well, anyway. My immediately response to most people who thought it was Kagura was like, I'm like, bitch, that bitch died. Like she's dead.
And also, he's not gonna fuck anybody who smells like Naraku. Just saying.
Yeah, that too. Like, I love Inuyasha, but its fan base infuriates the fuck out of me sometimes.
He's a dog. Like smell is a big thing. Like
yeah.
I mean, Inuyasha. I mean, obviously, like Kagome is her own character, but she's a reincarnation of Kikyo, and they have very similar scents. And I'm just gonna say that's probably a big factor for Inuyasha.
Yeah. Inuyasha is also just kind of dumb, like a lot of the time.
True. This is true.
Like one of my favorite lines is like whenever like he wants to be like a dick for no reason, he's like, "You're not a woman. You're just my fancy jewel detector." And then he gets fucking impaled into the earth, and everyone just goes, "He deserved it."
Yeah. Oh, quick sidebar. Totally separate conversation, just because I randomly remembered it. So I had mentioned I finished reading Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was going through like the very, very end bit, and they were doing like the time skippy stuff at the end, I'm fairly certain, like, because we only saw like the back view, but pretty sure Jean and Mikasa did end up together and had a baby. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say, horse fates or not, apparently he'll never stop being Aaron Standen.
Yeah.
I find that funny. The only reason I thought of that was because like Kagome is essentially Kikyo stand-in here, but
she is, but they're not the same character. That's like the big,
not even close. Not even close.
That is like she's a reincarnation, but she is her own person. Like
no, for sure. But they have the same soul, literally.
They do. So, and in the manga, they look very similar. Anime, not so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it makes sense that they would do that just to kind of, make them easier to tell apart, especially in the rare scenes where Kagome is actually wearing the priestess outfit, which does happen occasionally. Yeah,
and in Yashahime, it's her entire time on the show.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna say, I don't know if it's different in the manga or in the Japanese version, but Iron Reaver Soul Stealer is the stupidest fucking attack name for just what essentially amounts to a scratch.
But it sounds cool, damn it.
It doesn't, though. It sounds so dumb.
Iron Reaver.
Like literally he does it so much. Even after he gets to Tetsaiga, he does it so fucking much. And every time he said it, I was just like, I always like rolling my eyes.
I always like Blades of Blood more.
Yeah, me too. but like Iron Reaver, like, it's such a fucking stupidly grandiose name for what it essentially amounts to. Like if Iron Reaver Soul Stealer was in a Pokemon game, it would be Scratch, maybe
Yeah.
Slash,
Well,
maybe.
the first half of the
it's
anime.
essentially just I have claws is the attack. Like,
See, the first half of the anime, you'll hear that a lot, and then by the second half, it's Windscar, Adamant Barrage, Backlash.
yeah, well, I mean, at least Windscar, like that's a cool name.
Mm.
You know, especially when you like think about like how the attack works. Like that's a cool name. Backlash Wave, fucking cool. You know, Adamant Barrage, also cool. But Iron Reaver Soul Stealer. I don't see you stealing no souls, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? You ain't Kana.
Also, we should probably address it because I'm sure it'll come up. What do you think of the humor in this show? Because my God, is it quite a time period?
It certainly is the 90s.
Technically early 2000s for the anime, but
Did it come out in the early 2000s?
I believe the anime debuted in 2000. Let me double
Oh,
check.
shit. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the anime was 2000.
Bizarre to me. It feels older.
Well, it's good the manga was the 90s.
Fair. No, I mean, see, that's the thing though, is like that's what I grew up with. So like that kind of humor, like even though it is dated, like I like that kind of humor.
Well, because it's Rumiko Takahashi is famous for slapstick. Like she loves her slapstick humor, and
Yeah.
some people
Lots of
don't.
sit boys.
Yeah, some people don't agree these days. I think it's still funny because it's clearly meant for humor, and for the people who cry saying Kagome is abusing him, he deserves it every fucking time. Like
Not every time.
Yeah,
There
most
are
times.
definitely occasions where I'm like, all right, Kagome, you're being a little bit fucking testy here, but there are definitely points where he deserves it for sure.
Yeah, but he's such a dickhead that it's like you don't feel bad for him, like ever.
And then Moroku's fucking butt touchings.
Moroku is the most problematic character in the show.
He's an ass man.
He's more than that. They just don't show the other stuff explicitly.
Fair.
And then you get his backstory and you go, oh, well, this is sad now.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, I understand now why you want to have children. Like,
well,
I mean,
also
he definitely just watched a bank checks, but
well, you know what? One of my favorite scenes in this anime is like the scene where they run into that like little girl that's like 14, I think. No, actually, no, she's like 12, and she makes a joke about like, "Oh, I would love to bear your children," and then it just cuts to Sango, Inuyasha, and Kagome just like flying backwards as far away from him as possible. And I'm like, I love the humor in the show.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, Moroku, you're back. I'm ready to bury your child.
And they just like
fuming in the background. It's just like,
well, that's a subtle thing too. Is like he only ever asks women that question when he doesn't really care about them. Because you notice like there's a point in the series
Sango is the only woman he doesn't ask her immediately when they met.
Yeah, because that's who he's into.
He did eventually ask her, but
well, yeah, once he means it.
Well, no, even before that, like, there was a point where like Sango joined the group and he was like still doing that whole thing every time he met a woman, and they were like, "Oh, don't worry about that. He does that with every woman he meets." And Sango was like, "Well, he didn't do that when he met me." And he thinks about it for a second. He's like, he grabs her hand, like, "Sango, will you bear my children?"
Yeah, well, that was more of a
at that point. I don't think it was like really meant, but at the same time, it's like when you really consider the context of how they met, kind of makes sense he didn't ask.
Yeah. See, I always
loved her
this.
whole family was just slaughtered by her brother, and she was trying to kill Inuyasha. There's a lot of shit going on. You know, it wasn't a good time. It wasn't a good time.
If you want to understand Moroku as a character and how much of this is ingrained into his character, there is literally like a 7-part series on YouTube called Moroku the Lecherous Monk, which is just all of these scenes cut together.
Really?
Yeah, if
Fuck,
it's
I'm gonna
still
have to
there.
watch that. I'm gonna
If
have
it's
to watch
still
that.
there. Because the first one I remember vividly is after the whole because most of the characters when they get introduced to the party, they're like villains at first. Um,
Mhm.
and I remember Moroku's like they defeat him, and Kagome's like, "Oh, he can't be all that bad," as she's like on top of him because of the wind tunnel. And then he grabs her butt, and she like flies back. She's like, "I was wrong. Kill him."
Kill him!
Yeah,
Kill him!
I love how fast Kagome's like just demeanor changes.
Yep.
I will say, talking
He's an
about
ass
voice act,
man.
yeah, he's a lot of things. Um, Talking about voice actors though, I love Monica's story as Kagome.
Mhm.
She is so expressive, and I'm always bummed when I get to final act when she didn't return. Not that
Mhm.
Kira Tozer did a bad job. I love Monica's story. Her
I also
voice.
love Kirby Morrow as Moroku.
Kirby Morrow is great. Kelly Sheridan, his song goes amazing. Um, Ian James Corlett is Inuyasha. That's like iconic. If they ever redid Inuyasha and recast him, I would hate it just out of principle.
Just just for funsies. Who would like if they were gonna do a remake recasting? Like let's talk about just the core group. Who like uh, who like for modern voice actors would you want? Like if you had to pick.
It's not so much want, it's more I'm just trying to figure out who would fit the character. Like for some reason I feel like Kagome they could get like Lucy Christensen. I feel like she would work.
Mhm.
Um 'Cause she's very good at those high pitched like kind of like sassy characters. Um Moroku I could see like maybe like Kyle Hubert.
Hmm.
I could see Gohan
Yeah,
as
I
Moroku.
could see that. I could see that.
Which is hilarious because Kirby Moro was Goku. Um,
Yeah.
Inuyasha's the hardest one. I don't know who they could get to do Inuyasha.
Mm, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It's just that voice is so iconic. Like he's just got that like
That'd be somebody with
scratch.
like a kind of gravelly voice.
It's like a scratch that like just kind of like digs itself into your brain like for excuse me forever to the point where like you just can't you can't really get rid of it.
Well, let's be real. Like, if they were gonna go in a completely different direction, I could easily see them picking like
I'm sorry,
Danny and Bosch.
not Ian James Corlett, Richard Ian Cox. Ian James
Oh,
Corlett is who
yeah.
they got to replace Kirby Morrow's Moroku.
Right, right.
And
No, I guess
he
makes
doesn't
sense.
sound anything like Kirby Morrow, but that's fine. Um,
I mean, they were both Goku, so whatever.
Also, like one of the best voice actors in this entire thing is Sesshomaru as David K. David K. Sesshomaru.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Who replaced him in Final Act?
Michael Dangerfield, I think, who does a really good job as well.
You have to
Um,
remind me, like, what other are there any notable roles that he's done that I would know?
uh, he was Ace Ventura in the animated series.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
I never watched that, so I don't have any reference, but that's pretty funny.
he was also in Smallville.
Huh. That's weird.
He doesn't have a lot of anime roles.
Um,
Um,
come to think of it, I think Kirby Morrow was in Death Note towards the end.
he might have been honestly.
Like, he was like a character that was introduced like pretty late on, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
They did get David K back in Yashahime, so there's that.
Yeah, actually, the voice actor for Light was a one-off character very very early on in Inuyasha.
Hmm,
It was the Frog Prince episode.
right.
He was the guy who was like in love with the princess, but didn't end up with the princess at the end.
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah, him. Yeah, he one of the many one-offs in this series.
Yeah, one of the earliest ones.
There's also like the amount the amount of times Kagome is just perfectly willing to just get fucking nude and bathe in the feudal era is kind of like he does not care in the slightest.
Well, to be fair, not a lot of opportunities to bathe in the feudal era.
Yeah.
So when you get the chance, you take it.
It's
Especially when you're used to 21st century commodities.
every time she does, it's like immediately there's a Moroku joke. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like this is so predictable.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know about you. We haven't mentioned him at all since we started this, so I'm just gonna bring him up now. I fucking love Jockin.
Jockin is the MVP. Alex hates Jockin, but I love him.
Jockin's amazing. He's one of my favorite characters by far.
If anyone raised Rin, it was Jockin.
Oh, for sure.
For that 8 months or 6 months.
Rin.
God damn it, Rin.
And I love like his little like whatever fucking like noise he does when he's like flustered. Like,
Lord Kishimaru. My favorite too is anytime he's like, dare you speak badly about Lord Shishomaru? And that's Lord Shishomaru that steps on him and just walks off because he doesn't give a shit.
Wait up, Lord Shishomaru. No, I love Jockin. Jockin's one of my favorite characters by far.
One of my favorite gifs is in the episode that introduces him and Shishomaru. There's that scene where they're down in like basically inside Inuyasha's dad. It makes sense in context. He's standing on that pile of skulls. Yeah. And he's like waving around the twin-headed staff, the staff of two heads, and the Kagome comes out of nowhere and just fucking crushes him. I'm just like, I love that scene so much because he just gets fucking smushed, and then he's like, fine.
I love when we get Jockin's backstory.
Yeah, he was like the leader of this like military, and then Shishomaru just like kind of took a liking to him, and he was like, here, have this staff.
Not even, it was like Shishomaru just kind of like walked through their battle.
Yeah, he did not give a shit.
Murks the enemy and walks away, and he's like, oh, my lord, I'm gonna follow you anywhere.
Yeah. And he gives him a stick. And he's like, can you use this?
The stick that breathes fire. It's good against the bees.
Yeah. This goddamn beat. Naraku is a bastard. Like, he's actually like a really great villain. We haven't really talked about him yet.
Yeah, well, he's a good villain, but he's also just kind of a fucking coward all the time. Because he never, he'll never, if he just fucking nutted up and just got into it himself, he probably would have won a long time ago.
Well, that's the thing about Naraku. He's such a trollish bastard, and he's not even doing it really for like the conquest. I think he's just bored. Like that's like I think for Naraku's main goal half the time.
Like, I love when we actually get like the backstory of like Onigumo, how all that came about, especially like later on when Kikyo meets the old dude who was part of the same like group of bandits as Onigumo, and like we got like that extra part of the backstory. Like that whole story is like really interesting, and like the whole concept of like, yeah, he's a quote unquote half demon, even though like it's kind of like a broad term to use for him.
His fucking bullshit of like I have to have a 1 day of powerlessness, but I can pick when my day is. I'm like, bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, stupid. Also, just even the concept of like every half demon has a different day, like that's weird to me. But like, I still don't understand. Like, it's just like, oh, feast on me, and then we'll merge, and we'll be super strong, and we'll be like this big conglomerate of demons.
Well, but especially because like, the implication is Naraku's that little spider.
Yeah, the one spider demon, which is why like his final form is like a big spider.
Which is ironic too, because he hates the spider tattoo on his back.
Yeah, well, because he already had that. Like, wasn't that like a thing that Oniguma already had because of the
Well,
throwing stars?
that was Onigumo's thing, and he hates it, even though technically he came from a spider.
Yeah, and then like also you notice how like every fucking like generic demon is like a centipede.
Yeah.
There's like a million centipede demons.
Well, the one that appears at the start that follows Kagome through the portal.
Mr. Centipede.
Yeah. What's really funny is in the manga, her tits are just out,
Oh yeah,
just everywhere. There is a lot of tits in the manga, like straight up, like
which is
all over.
ironic considering like Ruriko Takahashi had a whole like thing about like, oh no upskirt shots.
Yeah.
But she's just drawing tits left and right in the manga.
Well, to be fair, they're not in Japanese culture. They're not really considered sexual in the same way they are over here.
If you say so. Master Roshi begs to differ.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess in the context, the context of what's going on in the said scenes. Yeah, that is really bizarre though. That like she had an entire like mandate in the for the animators that you could never see up Kagome's skirt, which is very impressive with all the different shots that they have throughout the series. It never happens once.
With all the scenes of her like flying on Kalala and like jumping down through the air and
convenient camera
falling
angles.
off of chasms and like it's just always just above that panty line.
We never get anti-gravity skirt. They were very smart to never do that. Because that's like way more lazy than anything. Like when they're upside down and the skirt's just sitting there, and it's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yep. Yep.
So
no, I do love the series, but I will admit, like I did start getting burnout towards the end.
well, because you once you reach like that midway point, you realize they ran out of manga, so they were like just kind of filler arcing it a lot.
Yeah,
and also the band
is good. Don't get me wrong, the filler is good. It just got to a point where it was just like, okay, like the pacing was solid at the beginning, and then like once you get to like the middle point, and then like the later middle point, it's like it just feels like it takes fucking forever for plot to happen.
Well, for me, the first major brick wall is the vampire arc with the Red Tensega. Because that like is a huge plot moment. And we go through that entire thing. Like I love like Shiori. Like I think she's a great character, like another half demon. Well, because we'd seen a few at this point, because we also saw Kagome's buddy, the anteater looking guy.
Yeah, I'm blanking on his name, but I like him too. He's cool, and his mom.
The implications of what happened with his mom is kind of fucked up.
What? How she just like had a one night stand with a demon?
Yeah, she got impregnated by a demon, and the demon just fucked off. It's like, oh, and he left.
Still obsessed with them to this day.
Yeah, and I'm just like, God damn. Because she also has that famous line where she's like, not every half demon ends up as pretty as you.
Yeah.
Inuyasha.
Which is ironic because that's literally the only half demon we see that isn't pretty, including Naraku.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, Jinichi, that's his name.
Yes.
Yeah, poor Jinichi, because he straight up he got the fugly stick.
Yeah.
But he's such a nice guy. Like that's the worst part about
he just wants to tend to his herb garden, that's all.
Well, because he reappears later in the series on one of his human nights, but he's hiding under a blanket because he doesn't want to be seen.
Yeah, the Jockin Falls Ill episode.
Yeah, that like Rin's like spotlight episode where Sashomaru is off doing whatever the fuck, and it's just Rin
trying looking for Naraku somewhere.
He's just fucking off in a corner. Let's be real. He's being irrelevant.
I was gonna say I love that one episode where fucking like it's like a Jockin focused episode where he's just like randomly just like, I'm gonna go get the Tensaiga for you because fuck it. And he dresses like a fucking sword sharpener at one point. And he like coming up with all these fucking crazy like plans and shit. I don't know, like those like single episode like character focused episodes. I love those ones. Those ones are great.
Have you ever thought about the dark implication of there's like a fan theory that someone came up with about the dark implication of Kagome in the modern era?
But
Well, a lot of people theorize how, because Kagome obviously in the end of the series goes to the feudal era permanently. Um, and a lot of people like to theorize that, like, imagine what her friends thought. Because she just disappeared one day, and it's
it's
like,
just fucked off.
think about it. It's like they knew her as this girl throughout middle school that would like constantly have terminal illnesses every other week, according to her
Yeah, and
grandfather.
constantly go on about her abusive boyfriend who was constantly two-timing her.
Yeah, and then she just disappeared one day, and it's like, you wonder if they think she just like died one day.
She either died of an illness or got murdered by her psycho boyfriend who was like super obsessive.
That's my favorite out of context panel in the entire manga, where she's like, he's rude, he's obsessive, he has no self control, and all the friends are like, he's an American. I'm just like, that's a good line.
Yeah,
I post that one so often in like Discords, and everyone always goes, "Is this real?" And I'm like, "Yep."
Yep, it's about right.
We never brought it up, but we should talk about, because I was mentioning like that whole like the Red Tenseiga arc that like ends like the real. I think to me that's like the end of the plot being really like straightforward. Because after that,
even that takes like 80 episodes.
True, but you get the journey there is pretty quick, in my opinion. Yeah. It's the latter half where the moment where it slows down is after they finally break his force field and he goes into his hiding for a while, because like he gets almost
we don't see jewel shards at all.
Yeah, because he almost gets murked by Kagome with her
again
arrow, and it's like, holy shit. He disappears for a bit, and then there's a whole period where it's like he's just straight up gone, and we get the Band of Seven. The Band of Seven is one of the slowest arcs in the entire series.
Yeah, on this rewatch, and I mentioned it before, it feels like it overstayed its welcome just as much as it did the first time I watched it.
Well, the problem with the band,
it wasn't quite as long as I remembered it being, but it still overstayed its welcome.
Well, the problem with the Band of Seven is most of them are pointless. Like the majority
of the guy doesn't matter. Pretty much the only ones that matter are the main guy, the lady boy, and
the one that gets the one that
wants to steal all the. Oh yeah, that guy. Well, I was gonna say the guy who keeps trying to steal all the jewel shards and surpass the leader.
Oh yeah, him too. Yeah, because like the rest of them are like just so one note. Because like the poison guy, like his entire thing, also biggest change from the manga, like right there. You know that like mock like wedding he tries to have with Kagome?
With which person?
The poison guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the manga, he just straight up tries to assault her.
Yeah.
It's a lot darker. It's like, oh, yeah, that was never gonna get animated.
Yeah. Well, it's a kind of ironic considering some of the stuff that happens in anime nowadays.
Yeah, but I mean, when Shishomaru kills
him,
yeah. Did you watch episode 1 of that?
Yeah. I watched the newest episode too. Yeah.
Did you get what I meant by? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Shishomaru kills that guy, though, I'm like, thank God, get him out of here.
Also, I want to point out that like we keep going through this whole thing where like Inuyasha's like, I'm gonna kill Naraku, and Koga's like, I'm gonna kill Naraku. Shishomaru's like, I'm gonna kill Naraku. But the only one who ever actually comes close to killing him is Kagome, and it's pretty obvious from the very beginning that Kagome is gonna be the one who finishes him.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, it's not quite as cut and dry as like I beat him in battle, but essentially that's what it boils down to: is that Kagome is the one who ends up putting an end to all of it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes for more of like a whole their powers combined moment towards the end, but we'll wait till we get to it.
True, this is true, but I mean, for the very beginning, like for the first time, they fucking drove Naraku off, and he had to go and fucking like do his like demon reorganizing
Yeah,
situation.
that's basically what it is. Also,
Uh,
the thing about the Band of Seven too that bothers me is the main guy who's supposed to be like the strongest one is really pathetic when you actually put him next to the other characters.
and he's like, I killed 1,000 men and 1,000 demons.
And then Shishomaru is just like, bitch, please.
Ooh. Yeah. Sesshomaru was like, I do that before lunch, bro.
I do that without even caring.
Yeah. I do that just going for my daily stroll.
Yeah, that entire arc is really annoying. I hate the rivalry he has with Inuyasha too, because it's like Inuyasha could realistically like end this guy if he really wanted to.
Yeah, like this dude's just fucking surviving off of jewel shards. Like,
Yeah, because he has him in the
he'd be nowhere without him.
his stupid giant sword.
Get it right, bro. It's a halberd.
Whatever. It breaks anyways. uh
Yeah. And the one guy with a split personality, I feel like he was super short lived.
yeah, he had his main episode spotlight episode, then died. Disappeared.
Yeah. And then like we had that whole thing where it's like, oh no, Kikyo's dead. And then it's like, well, no, she's actually alive.
Oh yeah,
But
when
she's still
Naraku
dead
comes
because
back.
she's just graveyard soil.
Yeah. Yeah, because Naraku comes back, obviously, and he's like, I've finally gotten rid of the heart, so I can finally kill you because the heart's not going to tell me to stop.
Yeah. Man,
Also,
that episode, that like his first attempt to get rid of the heart, with a I forget the incarnation's name, but essentially Onigumo. Uh, when he steals like
yeah,
the monk's face, and like
yeah,
that whole thing, like I know I mentioned it in a previous episode, but like that whole thing where he's like, I mean, obviously, like as I said before, he's unquestionably a piece of shit, and you know, like nobody really gives a shit what happens to him. But at the same time, I still kind of feel bad for him with how that ended up because it's like that's like one of those like fate worse than death kind of situations.
yeah.
One of those kind of situations where it's like you wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy.
Well, it's funny too because I think by that point too, we didn't learn the backstory about like when he would talk to Kaede and say all the nasty things he wanted to do to Kikyo,
Yeah, well,
and it's
I
like,
think they kind of briefly touched on it, but it hadn't gone into like super detail.
yeah, yeah, because he acts like he's got like this like love for Kikyo, but it's like, no, you're just kind of a sick piece of shit.
No, you just want to own her. There's a difference.
Yeah. Also, like Kaede is like one of the best characters in the show.
Yeah, but she's kind of a shitty priestess.
Fair. I just love
Like
it.
the one time she goes out to try and fucking like do something, and she shoots an arrow, and there's zero spiritual power. It's just an arrow. Like 50 years of doing this shit, you couldn't figure out how to put some spiritual power into it. You can't do a sacred arrow. What kind of priestess can't do a sacred arrow?
Yeah, but that bitch is made of Nintendium. Like she does just straight up won't die.
True. I love that scene towards the. I don't even remember what episode it was, but the scene where Inuyasha buries her, and she's
Yeah, and
just
she's like,
like,
I'm not dead.
she's just her face sticking out of the ground, and she's just like, Inuyasha, ye must work together with Kakome to do this thing. Also, don't forget to dig me up. And we just occasionally just cut to her just in the ground with her face sticking out.
Yeah, and he never digs her up.
It was just super funny. Like every time it flashed to her, I just got a chuckle out of it.
Also, we have to talk about one of the greatest moments in the entire show. Inuyasha versus Bike.
Oh God, yeah. When she gets the new bike in the modern
And
era,
he
he just fucking like destroys it.
well, at first he jumps in from the well and lands on it and bends the frame, and she's just like, he's like, don't worry, I can fix it, and makes it worse, and she's like, don't touch it, go away.
He's just like, no filler bikes in my series.
And then he proceeds to fucking obliterate the thing.
I think he wind scars it at one point.
Yep. And then like he immediately just like he's like, yep, my work here is done, and he goes to go help the Kagome's grandfather. And then all of a sudden Kagome shows up and she's so just done with his shit.
Yeah, and then like the little brother's like, "Oh, Inuyasha said he can make diamonds." He's like, "Yeah, I can make diamonds," and he's just like, "Hey, let me see if I can get it to work." And he accidentally fucking like obliterates a shed or something. Like he just starts
Well,
destroying shit.
he does
Like,
that, and then he's
I'll get
also,
diamonds to come out of this at some point. I promise.
and then my favorite is he's like helping put the stuff on the shelf, and then Kagome like gives him like one of the biggest sits in the series, and he just destroys the shelf.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is like, it wouldn't have taken that much effort for Kagome to just like after one battle, just be like, "Yo, let me get one of those shards of that adamant barrage. Give that to my parents. Set them up for life." You know.
Yeah,
But she
I know.
doesn't.
Well, no, they're fine. Kagome's parents, like mom, is like the chillest fucking character.
Yeah, she's real fucking casual about all this shit.
It doesn't
Maybe,
change when it gets to.
Maybe Kagome just doesn't share that much about what happens over there.
I just think her mom's like, yeah, it's fine.
It's like, yeah, you could be murdered. You could be assaulted by some weird fucking poison dead guy. That's fine. But, you know,
She's
just
got
make sure you get your schoolwork done.
she's got cute demon boy with her. She'll be fine.
Yeah. Ugh.
Also, I love any time like Inuyasha's in the real world with her and like something happens. Like, I love the scene where like they force him to take a bath, and then he just walks out of the fucking shower naked, and Kagome's like, "The fuck are you doing?" Just fucking throws a trash can at him.
Yeah.
The amount of
Yeah,
times
it's
he
great.
he gets fucking like just destroyed because of like he just doesn't know any better.
Hmm. Um, yeah.
Oh yeah, also like Kagome's friends are like the real villains of the series, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, you can't really blame them. They don't have the real context about everything. They just hear what she tells them, which is the heavily abridged version.
I just love their like also the poor guy Hojo, like he gets led on so hard.
Yeah, you'd think she'd fucking shut him down. Like, at least, like, let him down easy. She just lets him believe that they're together the whole time.
Well, I think the joke is I don't even think Kagome is aware of the entire thing. I think she's just kind of like
Her
doing.
friends pointed out to her, like, Hojo likes you. He's asked you out multiple times. Like, he thinks you guys are an item. He's constantly like bringing you shit for your like arthritis or whatever the fuck your grandfather keeps telling
Yeah,
people you have.
and then
At one
Kagome,
point, he tells everybody she has herpes. It's weird.
yeah, and then Kagome's like response is like, "Nah, I gotta go jump in my well again. I'll see you guys in like a year."
I'm gonna go hang out with my two-timing boyfriend.
To be fair, not nearly as bad in the manga. That's way more played up in the anime.
I'm sure. I'm sure, but it's just I don't know. It's one of those things.
In the
One of
manga,
those
they're
things, man.
yeah, in the manga, like her and Kagome and Inuyasha are basically a couple for the majority of it. Like they just because the whole Kikyo shit isn't really a thing in the manga. At
It's
least
just
not
kind of
as
like a.
it's not as obnoxious, anyways.
Is Kikyo more of just like a loose end for Inuyasha?
She's a plot point more than anything. Like she's there, like for all her important scenes, but like you don't get any of this like obnoxious shit, like it's not so much Kikyo's different. It's more Inuyasha's not constantly all like running after her every 5 seconds.
Kikyo.
Because there's also a YouTube video of all the times she all every sit boy in the series. That there's like 100 more in the anime than there are in the manga. The manga it barely happens.
Fair. Which honestly, at some point, you'd think that she would just take it off because they only put that on him at first because he was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you for the jewel shard," and that kind of passes pretty quickly. So it's like it's literally just there, just for you to have power over him for no reason.
Yeah, that's why at the end of the third movie she puts it back on when he's not looking.
Which is pretty shitty of her. Let's be honest.
But it's funny. It's for funsies, and I think he secretly likes it.
He's a sadist.
I'm pretty sure that's kind of it because it happens very periodically throughout Yashahime, and I'm pretty sure it's mostly just playful.
I mean, he is obsessed with the woman who shot him through the chest with an arrow. So
Like the only like one of the few times it actually matters in like Yashahime is like there's a point where
wait, he still has it in Yashihime?
well yeah, it's part of his aesthetic.
That's ridiculous.
He secretly likes it, man. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, there's a point where like he's like they meet up with the kids, and he's basically shit talking Shishomaru in front of Shishomaru's daughters, and it gets to the point where Kagome is like, Inuyasha, stop it, and he won't. So then she fucking just sits him and yells at him for like 5 minutes, and it's like, okay, yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah, you don't shit talk somebody in front of their kids. You just don't do that.
True, although it is Shishomaru, and we kind of get it with Inuyasha, but
well, he got better.
Kind of. Shishomaru's still a dick, like throughout the entire series.
He's still racist, but that's fine. He got over it. His kids are half demons now, so
yeah, he kind of acknowledges it. He's like, yeah, they're fine.
Not that he raised them.
He cares. Yeah, I know. He cares about their mom. That's about it.
Not that he raised her.
Well, no, he didn't. Technically, Kaede raised her.
Yeah.
Spoiler warning if you haven't seen Yashahime, but it's kind of obvious who we're implying. Anyways.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm making this up in my mind because I'd be jumping ahead to final act here, but does Kohaku join the Sesshomaru crew at any point?
Kind of. He tags along with them for a bit.
Okay. I could have sworn I remembered that happening, but like it never happened to this series, and again, it's just one of those things that just gets stuffed into the final act.
Because there's an entire plot point about how he gets finally freed from Iraku's control. I won't spoil it, but it involves it happens in final act.
I don't remember specifically, but if I had to guess, I'd say the Shah gets taken out and Sesshomaru uses the Tenseiga.
No. It's
that
different.
Would make the most sense in context.
In context, but there's other events that happen in final act that make more.
Oh, yeah,
I don't want to.
We see Sesshomaru's mom in the final act, don't we?
Yeah, she's fucking great.
Just as shitty as Sesshomaru.
Well, she just doesn't give a shit. Like her entire character arc is like, she's like, hi son.
Well, I mean that's pretty much he got it from somewhere.
My husband left me for a human. Darn.
Pretty sure that's a political marriage anyway.
I don't know. It doesn't really ever get brought up in anything. It's just a thing that happened.
Yeah.
She's got a jewel thingy though. That's important for later.
I don't remember.
You'll see in final act. We should talk about the best filler arc in the entire series though, which is the school festival arc.
I do like that bit because I love how like when Inuyasha actually meets her friend, she's like, "Oh, he's that guy from the festival."
Yeah, yeah. Also, I love Inuyasha's disguise. But despite being dressed in like the whole feudal thing, like constantly, his disguise in the feudal era is just in the regular modern era is just wearing a hat, a trucker hat.
Yep, but he still got his robe. He still got his sword.
Yeah, I love too when his hat falls off at the school and Kagome like is about to fucking like have an aneurysm from the shock. Someone goes, "Oh, it's a cosplayer. Your costume's great."
Yeah.
And Kagome is just like so mentally broken by that point. She's like, "Cool."
And I find it really funny. Like I know I really don't have much aside from just like old timey Japan. There's really no reason for me to make the association aside from just how I watched them. But like I always associate Rurouni Kenshin and Inuyasha because I watched them both for the first time around the same time.
Yeah.
And I just find it funny that like Inuyasha in like the modern age, never once, no matter how much he's walking around the streets or like go to the shopping with Kagome or whatever, never gets called out for having just a sword. But like Kenshin constantly gets in trouble for having a sword that isn't like a real sword.
Yeah. It's different.
Like
Well,
never at any point is anyone like, "Hey, he has a weapon." Like,
see, one series tries to be realistic, and the other one is Inuyasha.
fair,
I mean,
fair.
this is the same universe where Kagome just straight up changes the past, and it doesn't have any irreparable consequences. Period.
Yeah, there's literally no. Well, it could be one of those closed loop kind of situations, like it was always meant to happen kind of situation. I mean,
Potentially,
as we said at the beginning, Inuyasha wasn't fucking pinned to that tree in the modern age, so he got down and like things happen the way they happened. So it's one of
although
those things where you have
I
to assume it's a closed loop situation, like it was always meant to be.
I saw a fan comic once that actually tried to address that, and the joke was because it's like in the future the tree's gotten taller, so he's just higher up and no one can see him. And it's like you
I like
know
it. I like it.
viable. Um,
I could see that.
I
Or maybe
love
I
the
couldn't because I'm a short guy, so
yeah,
it
but
would be real high up there.
I love the cutaway humor too that this series has. Like one of my favorites is like one of after Sango first joins the group, like Moroku's like being like a lecher like normal, and it just cuts like over to like he makes some really tone deaf comment, and it then just cuts over to Kagome and Sango looking at him with the most disapproving look ever.
Hmm.
And it's just like I love this. I love like the personality they have.
Yeah. I think just Shippo is just constantly talking shit and just getting smacked over the head.
Yeah. I also loved like so back in that the school festival arc, like one of my favorite moments, like there's so many iconic gifs from that arc. Like that is one of the
Oh,
filler arcs that like I'm shocked wasn't in filler. I mean, wasn't in the manga.
yeah. Hmm.
Like the famous gif of them yelling at each other back and forth is from that arc.
Hmm.
Um
What the hell
the
was what was her name in the play?
I forget. I just
It
love
was
like
some ridiculous name.
I just love that Inuyasha completely fucks that play up. And then like they just kind of go with it, and then it ends with her just flying up into the sky and nobody questions it.
It's just like, farewell. I have succeeded in whatever the fuck it is I'm doing. Bye.
Yeah. And Hojo's the whole time just like my entire thing just got ruined.
Yep.
Shit.
And
It's
that's how
just
like she starts the play like 4 acts in.
yeah. Uh and it's all I love too like when they're like trying to find that last demon and it's just this like fish on top of the school that's just kind of flopping around.
Yep. Uh,
So much stupid shit in this series.
it's a fun series. It really is.
It
It's
is.
just
I
a
love
lot all at once.
I have an entire shelf over there dedicated to.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of Kagome.
There's only one Kagome actually over there.
Really?
Yeah, that it's Kagome, Kikyo, Inuyasha, and then the three daughters.
Oh, okay. Kind of. I just see a lot of red and white.
Yeah, and then green.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a fun series.
For sure.
It also ends really abruptly.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like it and like literally the last episode is him actually using a jewel shard for once. And it's like, hey, don't do that. It doesn't work because you're a half demon.
Yeah. And I like
Because
how they're just like
apparently being a half demon is just a huge crux for him.
I love too how there's like that cutaway at the end too where it's like, well, we'll see you guys next time, but be sure to check us out in the Inuyasha movies.
Yeah.
And it's like then you watch the movies and you realize these are like in very different places throughout the anime.
For real. For real.
Oh, we never really talked about Koga and how he's kind of a shitty character.
Oh yeah. I never particularly liked Koga.
Well, first
Like I
off,
see what they were trying to do with that. Like, they were trying to do like a whole like Edward and Jacob situation with that, but like honestly
except
it predates that, but
also Koga like is just a shitty character. Like he doesn't actually like Kagome. He just likes her because she's convenient.
pretty well at first, yeah. But then eventually he's like, I decide that I love you and I will treat you better than that mangy mutt. And then like randomly this other wolf demon chick shows up, and she's like, "Hey, you promised you'd marry me." And also, I want to bring this up because when she's
Oh,
introduced,
she's
she
not
played
canon, by the way.
at all.
She's not in the manga at all.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a filler arc.
okay. Well, that explains it then. I was gonna say when she's introduced, she does this whole bit where she's like, "Hey, yeah, I love you, and like I want this to happen, but like also I was sent here by my elder because mysterious miasma has appeared around my home." And as soon as I heard miasma, I'm like, okay, so that's where Naraku is. And nobody picked up on it. I was like, why isn't anybody saying, hey, miasma? If there's a miasma, Naraku's involved. Like,
I mean, Koga's defining opening like scene is he literally murders Rin. Like
what? Not personally.
those were his people though.
They were his wolves, but he didn't personally do it. He just said, have at it at the human village. But yes, it was Koga's tribe that murdered Rin.
Yeah.
And they didn't even eat her. Like they just killed her.
Yeah. Because they left her in her pile of blood. And that's how that's also one of the Jockin's greatest quotes where he finds her and just goes, yeah. He's all disgusted by it. Also, he like I love the little like
200 episodes.
Yeah. I love the little demons too. When Shishomaru uses the Tensaga, they're just like little demon like hell demons taking the body away.
Yeah,
He's just
weird
like
little imps.
Yeah, and he's just like, go away. Get out of here.
Yeah. Because that's how death works.
And she's magically healed.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. I just love that clip from like one of the intros of like the three of it's like Shishomaru, Rin, and Jockin walking towards the camera. I'm like, ah, yes, the bringers of destruction.
I didn't say like I do find it interesting how like even like long before he had like a significant role in the series, aside from just like, hey, I want the Hitsaga, like Sashomaru was always given like heavy screen time with the openings and endings, especially the endings.
Well, because he was like one of the because he did not have a ton of screen time, he was like one of those fan favorite characters.
Makes sense. And he didn't say much when he was there.
Yeah, I know. It's like despite he has like one of the coolest designs and one of the best voices in the series, and neither get like showcased at all.
Yeah, he's one of the few cases where the acting was on point from the start.
Well, David Cage's just a great actor.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was in Smallville.
He's also Clank in Ratchet and Clank.
Is he?
Yeah, he's been Clank for a long time.
That's funny.
He's got range. He's got pretty big range. I have to say, like one of my favorite, like, so an interesting like thing about Inuyasha that I've always found is, did you notice how like the intros are infinitely worse than the outros?
For the most part, yeah. I like the original one where it's literally just like the song that plays during random shit that happens in the show.
Yeah, change the world.
Yeah, that like that whole thing.
Yeah, the like, intros are all very.
They should have just stuck with that throughout the whole series.
Well, because eventually you get to the middle where you get that really obnoxious, like Richard Dean Koch being like, "Hey guys, it's time for another episode of Inuyasha," and I'm just like, "No,
beautiful fairy tale."
It's like, go get away with that.
We're not doing that.
I skipped a lot of intros, but I watched the outros were a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially also, what's really funny is you'll get to Final Act. Final Act has one intro, but like 7 outros for some reason.
Some shows just like their outros, man. Some shows like to do different outros. Like Chainsaw Man, it's a different outro every time. I think Hellsing Ultimate was the same way too. Different outros.
Yeah. The only one I remember from Hellsing Ultimate was Shine. Because it's a Mr. Big song.
It's a good song. It was also what was it? That was that one. I think it was like an insert song. Where there's the one random song in Hellsing Ultimate where it was like singing about like say it in broken English or whatever. It's like, don't say it in Russian, don't say it in German, say it in broken English.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And when that song is playing, like they're literally like bombing the shit out of like murdering the fuck out of London.
Oh
Like
yeah.
these fucking like vampires running around with babies in their mouths and shit. And it's just like this really goofy song that's playing. It's just so
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
kind of makes it more dark than it needs to be.
It's funny rewatching Inuyasha and you forget just how fucking gory this show kind of is.
Oh, like that's why like whenever I hear I even heard somebody say it recently, like within the past like couple weeks that I mentioned I was watching Inuyasha and they were like, oh, Dragon Ball Z for girls.
Not even close. It's not a
Like
girly show.
I've heard that so many times. I'm like, this is like way darker than Dragon Ball Z. Like it's like super fucking dark. Like a lot. A lot of the time it's super fucking dark.
Yeah. Dragon Ball it doesn't even really get dark that often. Like
I mean, the darkest Dragon Ball gets is like when Boo's dog gets shot.
yeah. Yeah. And I
Well,
guess I
I
guess
mean,
the
it has its occasional like one-off scenes, but it isn't. It's not like consistently dark like in Inuyasha. Like every other episode in Inuyasha, they come across a village that's been brutally slaughtered,
yeah.
or like cursed, or some fucking crazy shit. And Naraku's just fucking with people left and right.
Yeah,
Like, I'm gonna
well,
trick these two lovers into killing each other. Like
you want to get like well there's that and then there's also like what he does to fucking Moroku's family. He's like, I'm just gonna put a fucking curse on your hand that's gonna just kill you.
because I'm bored.
Yeah, because you annoyed me one day.
Oh, look, a family of demon slayers. Wouldn't it be funny if the youngest, most meek one of them just killed them all?
Yeah,
That'd be pretty funny.
and then I trick his older sister into thinking it was these guys who did it.
Yeah, it's just silly.
God, Naraku is literally like such an evil prick, and the worst part about it is he has no motive. He's just doing it for the lulz.
For real. Like, if he had a mustache, he'd be twirling the fuck out of that thing. That thing would be fucking. That thing would be a dread at this point.
I'm convinced the only reason the show gets labeled as a girly anime is because Kagome is front and center.
I swear to God, it's just because she wears a schoolgirl outfit, which I still don't understand. Like, why are you wearing your school outfit? Why?
Because
There's literally no reason. Put on fucking jeans. What's the matter with you?
does she ever wear jeans in the series? Because she like rarely will wear other outfits.
Seriously, like, why are you wearing a schoolgirl outfit in the middle of feudal Japan? It makes no sense.
I love it too because like for Japanese standards, she's basically walking around like a hooker, basically.
Pretty much.
Because everyone comments on that, they're like, "Damn, this girl's showing
Got a
some
lot of legs.
skin."
She got long legs too, by the way. Just gonna throw that up there. Like,
She's
every now
also-
and then, I don't know if it's just like certain scenes with the way it's animated, but it's like, Jesus Christ, your
Well, I
legs
think
are
it's
like 3/4 of your body.
she's also like not done growing though because she's only like 15.
Yeah, that's one of those things that they don't really point out a lot.
It's
in
also-
middle school.
Yeah,
It's like, what the fuck?
Rumika Takahashi's style also doesn't help because the way she draws female characters is very mature for their looks.
Especially in the manga where it's just boobs everywhere.
Yeah, a lot. Well, also because like
the underage boobs.
also like Sango's not much older than Kagome, and like she looks significantly older at times.
Also, I think it's really funny how like we see like flashbacks of her and Kohaku, and they look like they're pretty much the same age. But all of a sudden, he's still a little kid, and she's like an adult.
Well, girls do get their growth spurt first.
I mean, I guess.
Also, Kohaku's voice changes like 5 times throughout the series.
I didn't notice.
Yeah,
I didn't notice. He doesn't talk a whole lot when he's like mind controlled and shit. So
he goes through a lot of VAs. Like you'll notice, like when Final Act, like it's a very different voice, and then he's got a different voice in Yashahime.
So like putting aside the 50 years sealed to a tree, how old is Inuyasha supposed to be?
Like if
I mean,
you count
can't be
those,
that old. Well,
well,
I don't know.
I think
His
like
mom was having he's a kid, so
I think like he's physically supposed to be like 16, 17-ish.
Yeah, physically, but I'm talking about like actual years. Like, how old is he?
Probably in his like 60s or something. Maybe almost 70.
Because I know Sesshomaru is supposed to be like hundreds of years old, but
Well, yeah, demons are. He's
well,
like
like
hundreds of years old.
my question is like how do half demons age? Like, does Inuyasha age slower, or does the human blood tie him down to like actually make him age?
It's unclear. There's also an entire like thing that's never explained in the show where Kagome just doesn't age because she's technically time displaced.
Uh, well, I mean, in context, because like I didn't finish Yashahime. I only watched the first season when it first came out. Isn't she like frozen in time or some shit?
Uh,
Or am I thinking of Rin because they look exactly the same when she's an adult?
I mean they look kind of the same when she's a kid too, besides ponytail. But
Yeah.
uh,
Because again, like the whole series takes place over like a year, and then like
well, it's a year, but then there's also like the 3-year time skip at the end where Kagome
yeah, but
graduates high
she's
school.
also an anime character, and at the end of the day, she's still a teenager, so she's not going to change that much.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, her like a couple appearances in like Yashihime, she looks about the same. So
Fair.
I'm thinking again,
So everybody else,
Sango also looks the same, and she's got no excuse. So
all the dudes look the same too. I mean, it's an anime.
did you know?
Like
Have you noticed though, watching it that like Rumiko Takahashi literally has 2 hairstyles for females?
yeah,
They
that kind
either
of
they either have Kagome hair or they have Sango hair.
pretty much. Even like because I watched the Ranma 1/2 remake as well, and it's a lot of the same kind
A
of
lot of
situation.
a lot of Sango and Kagome hair. Yes.
I still find it strange that you haven't watched that yet.
Yeah.
What a Takahashi fan you are. I'm surprised you haven't watched it.
I'm an Inuyasha fan more than anything.
I mean,
To
you've
be
collected a lot of other Takahashi manga, so I kind of just assumed you were a fan of her work in general.
I am. To be honest, Ranma might be the one I'm really just not a huge into.
Really, because like I don't know if it's just because the one remake season I watched, but I thought it was a really fun series.
It is a fun series. I just prefer her more. Something about it. It's like even from an art perspective, it's just like the most odd looking of all of her series.
That's
Not in a
fair.
bad way. Just it's
It
different.
definitely has a lot of It's also very Chinese based, like China based, as opposed to Japanese. So like maybe like that vibe is just different enough for it to be off putting for you.
Maybe it's not even that I don't like it. It actually, honestly, it's probably the gender bender stuff that kind of gets kind of I'm not huge into. Um,
Fair. I mean, it's done in a certain way where like I feel like you would get past it pretty quick if you actually watched it.
yeah, I think it's more I just kind of like her other older work. Like I love like Urusei Yatsura a lot, and then Meisanya Iruku, I think it's called.
That's
Which
fair.
is that one's just a straight up slice of life. Like I really enjoy that one.
Yeah.
And then what's funny is like her post Inuyasha work is kind of suffers from basically just being Inuyasha again.
Hmm.
Like Rine is essentially it's Inuyasha if it took place more in the modern era.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And then Mao, which is also getting an anime adaptation that just got announced. Mao is kind of like Inuyasha again, basically.
Yeah. Fair.
But yeah, I think we're at almost 2.5 hours. Um, we'll probably do the movies separately.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking we could probably like do individual episodes for the movie because like different from like the Dragon Ball films, the Inuyasha films are actually like full length films,
Yeah,
like full like hour and a half to 2 hour films. So we easily could do individual episodes on each one. So I mean, I feel like that's probably the best course to go for that one.
yeah, it's kind of unfair because like 2 and 3 are the meatiest ones.
Yeah.
One is probably the weakest of like. Well, 4 is the weakest movie, but 1 is like the least movie feeling.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. But I definitely think that we should focus on like the mainline stuff first, and then we'll circle back around to the movies later.
Mm.
Especially since like they all take place during the time period of the original series.
Yeah. And I mean, realistically, the only one that really matters is 3.
Yeah. But
Although
yeah.
2 is really good though.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, but we'll get back to Inuyasha with the final act because there's a lot of shit that happens in final act despite it being so condensed.
It's like an eighth the size of the original show.
Yeah, and there's some huge arcs they cover in that one that they cut because I'm reading the manga. I'm like, holy shit, they cut out an entire fucking arc. It's like the bone demon arc is entirely missing.
Yeah, I am really interested in reading the manga, but it's gonna be a bit before I actually start dedicating myself to buying them.
Yeah, because they're
Because I still have to I have to finish Soul Leader. I got to get the last few Scott Pilgrim comics.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I got to actually commit to getting the rest of the Doctor Slump manga. And I also want to catch up with all my light novels, and I want to collect Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah, that's a Squeenix manga too.
Well, I don't want the manga. I want the light novels.
Oh, the novel. Oh, that should be fun.
Like, I don't know. I feel like the light novels are worth because that's the original, right? It was originally light novels.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, so that's the one I want. I want the original, especially with a meaty show like Apothecary Diaries. Like, it's a lot of brainy stuff.
Yeah,
I want words on a page. I don't want pictures.
fair, fair. But yeah, I think this is about as good a time as any to wrap it up here. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us on Geek Addicts. You can find Geek Addicts on all the major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify. And be sure to check us out over on the Superpod Network. That is superpodnetwork.com. Awesome site where you can find a whole bunch of different videos, blogs, shows, all sorts of fun stuff. I believe that we're still in the middle of Game Club month for Legacy of Goku 2. Tony's already won, but you can still play if you're interested.
Yeah, he's the only one who's beaten it so far. I'm making progress, but slowly. I think I'm at the point where Vegeta's chasing down Semi-Perfect Cell.
Mm. Yeah, I haven't had time to play because my life is chaos. But
Yeah, it's been a busy month, so I haven't had much time.
yeah. I will say though, I don't usually like to plug my own stuff, but go check out 3DO Experience. We just had 100th episode. We answered questions. Matt asked us a question as well.
I did.
So did Alex.
Oh,
and,
Call of Duty Track Ops.
Yeah, I've got. Yeah, check out that too. They're actually really working on that right now. And GNC if you want to learn about how to cook shit with Philadelphia cream cheese, because holy shit.
Because Alex's random segments.
Yeah, we had a guest on recently, and we had him endure that as well, and it was interesting. It was something. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us. We will see you all later.
Have a good one.